Hey, hey, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. There's quite a few people here. Let me start off by saying hello to Paula, Sherry, Fantastic Travels. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad I know where you're at now. I know you're safe, and it sounds like you probably had a really long drive. So I know you're going to be back to your normal schedule soon. And I really do miss those 9 a.m. 10, yeah, you're on at 9. My time. Roy and Becky are on at 10, and I'm on 11, so I remember. Jennifer Glover, my niece. Hello, sweetheart. Glad you were able to make it in. Paula. Van Vita Travels. There's some, the van words. There's so many of them. Glad you're here, dear. Thank you. What can you do to help? Watch for trolls. And if you want to, watch for trolls. You'll know what they are. They're people who are trying to cause trouble. I was in the RV DJ's birthday chat last night, and there was like, let's say, I'm just going to give a number, 70 thumbs up, and there was like 46 thumbs down, and there were people making bad comments, and you catch them really onto it really quickly. But let me see. I need to give you a wrench, Jennifer, in order for you to be able to help me out. So I have to find you on here. Add you as a moderator. So you're a smart girl. You know what's right and wrong, and you'll see it. When it's in front of you, whack it. And you'll figure out how you have that option. Maybe there's another moderator in here that could explain to her. Hello, Rachel Loves Disney. I'm glad you were here. Jennifer Van Vita Travels is Paula. She's from Canada. Independent woman, going to be doing some part-time traveling. And Traveling Nate Dog, thank you for coming by. I am so happy. I'm trying to restrain myself, honestly, because we are right there knocking on 4,000 watch hours. It'll be done today. I have no question in my mind. Thank you. So as Van Vita Travels just shared, if you would like to share this stream out to your own social media, whether it be Facebook or your community page on YouTube, please do so. We'll get some more people in and some new blood. I'm always interested in new people. Facebook page to where I share videos and make videos that I don't upload YouTube, and I have a page. Well, you do what you can, and if you can, that's great. If you can't, that's great too. And there is the birthday girl herself. She had a great birthday party last night on her channel. Lots of fun. Very, very nice. Sonia is adorable. Sonia, I absolutely think you are adorable. You're one of the most fun people. When you're in your fun mode, you're the party. You the party. There's husband. Hello, Richard Lake. Jennifer. Jailbreak Travels. Ha! Ah! Is that going to be your YouTube name? Jailbreak Travels. That would be an interesting YouTube channel, might I add. And Backroads a Nomad. Hello, sir. Glad you're here. Very glad you're here. Always happy when you come in one of my live streams. Were you saying huh to me, Jennifer? TGIF, thank you for coming. And then we have, I don't want to, this flies past me sometimes. Okay, your YouTube channel, if you wanted to build a YouTube channel and do content videos and be working towards 1,000 friends, because you have to have First thing you have to do is get 1,000 friends. And then the second thing you have to do is get 4,000 watch hours where people have watched your stuff, be it live streams or content videos for 4,000 hours. Now, that's a lot of watching. That's a lot of work. I never had no clue what was involved in this when I jumped in. I know, Sherry, we've got it. That's why I decided to do it today. Forever best friend. Hello, Charlie Grace. You were hysterical last night, lady. You even said things I didn't anticipate coming out of your mouth. Funny stuff, but just not what I thought. It was great. You were wonderful last night. Ruby Morton, welcome to you. Whack, Backroads, RV DJ was inundated with them last night. Traveling Rob was on there. There was a few people on there that, I mean, I just don't understand. I've never seen that happen where there's been like 40-some thumbs down for somebody when that's bullshit. Excuse my language, please. I mean, really, I'm so sorry, but it's BS. I was not, but luckily Kaylee kept her cool and she was able to boom, 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 whack 'em. Filipino Tubero in Texas. Hello, I'm so glad you're full-time dream. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the thumbs up reminder. If you haven't had a chance and you would like to, we'd appreciate it. Okay, we partied last night celebrating RV DJ. Yes, ma'am, we did. You used to be the parties. I did, Jenny, and not in a positive, fun way, for about 15 minutes. And then something always seemed to happen. Adorable and fun, absolutely. And I still am fun, Jennifer. I just don't do, there's other kinds of fun. And it was on RV DJ last night, by the way. It was very fun. Oh, Jennifer LeGros, welcome. Or Jennifer Glover. I thought there's a Jennifer LeGros that comes in as well. So Oregon. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're still here. More importantly, it takes a few, it takes a few minutes to go through and say hello to everybody properly. And it's important to me because C Rider. It's important to me because people take the time out to come here, and I want to say hello to everybody. Oh, yes, Jenny. You would be really good at this. Once things get a little calmer and straightened out, I think you'd be a great, you do have a great channel. Did you get my email? Ruby Morton seemed to be having a problem with a new phone. Ruby, let me check. I believe I did send you something back, but I'm just going to double check. Double check. All right. Yes, I sent it and I replied to you. So you should have a reply. I hate new phones. I mean, I like getting them, but I don't like the setup process. And something goes wrong every time. Nothing ever goes smoothly. Yeah, internet is a for almost anybody who is not in the sticks. For anybody who's not in the sticks and bricks, usually have trouble. Okay, so where we're at, I'm going to make sure I tell everybody, say hi to everybody. Where's Kenneth? I know I just saw him. I thought I saw Kenneth. Well, Kenneth, I don't see you yet, but welcome, dear. Glad you're here, sweetheart. Lily Lazaga, thank you so much for coming in. I know it's like nighttime there, like you're 11 hours ahead of me, I think. Maybe you just got done working or something, but thank you for coming. And thank you for sending friends to my direction, and I reciprocated back. They're really, really some nice people you sent. Thank you. Lily Lazaga has helped me. Okay, Lily, how she's helped me is, Lily would be what you consider a growth channel. Most people would consider a growth channel. She does content as well, but she does put people together. And I would say 80% of the friends I've made through Lily are good friends. We connect, we watch each other's stuff, and I'm very grateful for Lily. So thumbs up to Lily. If you don't know who she is, go give her a look-see. And see my fire I built? I had to rebuild it right before this. So that is Lily. Boucher Street, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. I got to go all the way back up here. Wash hands. Yes, ma'am. There's Kenneth. Fordman AKA KennethOaks. You are so sweet, Kenneth. Traveling Nate Dog. Thank you. I love them. I like all my streams too, for the most part. I enjoy them. I enjoy streaming. I enjoy bringing people up, which is what's going to happen shortly. Lily Lazaga. There she is. Jennifer. RV Adventure Gal, thank you for coming by. I appreciate this. Stop in. Hope you will hang out. Southern Utah. There's some places there I would like to see. It's on my to-do list. Definitely Utah. Okay. I think we're coming to the end. I think we're coming. I think there's Victoria Mae Wallace. Thank you for coming by, Vicki. You're so appreciated. I'm glad you like my tree, Lily. My son and I did most of it, and then Richard helped with a little bit of it. Video on minivan build. Hi, Lucretia had to save a video on minivan build. Oh, are you doing a minivan build, or are you watching a minivan build? TGIF, Ruby. All right, Patty Woods. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Patty Woods. Glad you're here. So 2 people that I know very personally, Patty and my niece, Jennifer. Jennifer's in the room today, Patty. She's in an undisclosed place in Arizona. Undisclosed. Prairie Life. Oh, wait a minute. I need to go back up here to RV Adventure Gal. I definitely recommend my favorite state. Check out the Hurricane State Park. West Side Campground is my favorite state park ever. Oh, wow. Okay. There's so many beautiful places and interesting things to see. You know, I'm chomping at the bit. Prairie Life. Welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Jess and Christina. Oh, thank you for coming, you guys. I appreciate it. Victoria. All right. So, Rayleigh. Hello, Blaine Rayleigh. Thank you, Kate, for coming. Rayleigh Creative Travel. Fatima, our Fatima Jaffrey. Fatima. I have a minivan, going to do a build it initial goal. It's accessible for me. Oh, wow, wonderful. So I hope you will do a video of it. I know you don't put out content at this time, but you may at some point think, hey, why didn't I do that? All right, so that is that. Oh, and Jennifer, can you believe we have the Christmas tree in the family room this year? And critique my haircut, Jenny. I'm going to get a haircut on Monday. Trim up. It's got to happen. Okay, so we are going to go to my analytics. And so that's where I'm headed. So we are at, we have 3,983 watch hours. And that means we have 17 hours to go. 17. I only need 17 watch hours now. And so I thought, well, tomorrow I have my regular Sunday show. I wanted to go into tomorrow knowing that I probably had it killed, that these hours were done, and move on. Have Sunday be my move on show. So I'm gonna bring this up, Control Plus, so everybody can see it. But I need to go back to StreamYard to do that. I'm going to share the screen to Chrome tab, Analytics, share. All right, so this is what we got. We've got almost 18,000 views. It says 4,000, but it's actually 3983. And we've got 1,231 friends. So if you subtract what we actually have, which is 3983 from 4,000, you get 17 hours out of that. So that's where we're at. We're right there. We're knocking on the door, saying hello. We went in this special, fun, friendly little club. It's taken, it's taken a little while, and it's been a lot of work, but we're there. So I thought just do a few hours today, and we will be over tomorrow. Let's see who'll come in since I've showed that information. Vicky. All right, I think we're still cool at 22. New Horizons, hello. I love you, Susan. You are wonderful. All of you are. And that Little House Cloud, oh man, thank you for coming in. That makes me really happy. We are RV Adventure Gal. Yeah, we're whoop whoop. Happy, happy, happy. I'm actually restraining myself because there's always that part that says, oh no, it ain't gonna happen to you. Everybody else gets it but you. And I know that that's just my anxiety. So I wanted to share that with everybody, and you've all been such a big part of my growth and teaching me how to do this. I thought today would be a good day to just get people up here who want to come up and chat. Let's talk about whatever is on your mind, we will talk about. And feel free, whomever would like to grab that link. Jennifer, if you'd like to grab that link, you're welcome to. Oh, Catherine Acton. Catherine Acton. That is Wandering Gypsy Vanner. You confuse me. I'm too old to be confused like this, Catherine. Hello, by the way. Glad you're here. Whatever name. And Boucher Street. All right, so who's going to be the first to jump in the pool? I'm dropping this again because I'm not letting up. This is everybody here has been part of why we're at this point to start with. And I'll talk a little bit about the RV. So as you know, and I'm working on a video actually of the RV. I've got 2 videos to do on it, but this one is actually when we pulled the trigger. I have to adjust. When we pulled the trigger on that RV, I've got a whole video I never did because I don't like doing them, but I'm doing them, and I'm doing it, and I'm putting on my big girl boots, please. I'm trying real hard. I can't because we have football on the TV next to me. Hey, I hear you. I don't even know. My team is a University of Oregon Ducks, and they played last night, and I didn't even watch a moment of it. I was too caught up in YouTube. I was doing RVDJ's birthday, and I was doing working on something. Well, of course, I knew who it would be, and I just lost him. We were talking about Everclear over on RVDJ's channel. And you definitely don't drink Everclear for the flavor. It's 190 proof. You drink it for something else and with something else. I mean, I have to say, I give it to somebody who can drink Everclear straight. Oh, stop it, Jennifer. Put some cold water on your face. You'll be fine. Brush your hair. Come up and let me say hello. Oh, Troy in the room? Okay, we've got Kenneth. And y'all know that we don't have, you can come up even if somebody else is here. So feel free to grab the link also. We are not selfish people on this channel. You know, I had to, I just had to share the day with you guys because you're the only reason I'm at 4,000 hours. So Kenneth, how is your morning?
Oh, it's been going good. I've been following, I've been watching other live streams that I normally follow. And I've been also just kind of watching some videos that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Things, and so trying to catch up on some videos that I haven't seen for people that's connected with me and stuff, because I don't want to, for the ones that I'm connected with, I don't want to make them think that I'm not watching their stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this morning I watched a few people. I was trying to wake up and get out of bed at like 7. That was my intention. It didn't happen. And so I watched a few things. I watched a few videos, short ones of people that I watched that I follow too, because I was talking with another channel last night, and they were talking about, supporting the channels that support us. And that's the bottom line. Supporting. And by the way, I asked somebody to drop Kenneth's link, and Kenneth's videos are so cute. I love watching your tasting videos. You're a very unique young man. You're so open and you're so warm, and you are just willing to do whatever. And so I appreciate you a lot, Kenneth.
Thank you. I appreciate that compliment. Yeah, Rayleigh Creative Travel, he is correct on that. Although I was watching a live stream this morning, and that there was a moderator in that live stream that dropped the link, and it was visible, but I don't know how long that's going to last, but I don't know.
That is crap, to stop letting people drop links. If it's somebody else's link.
I was told that it's because they're trying to stop the grow channels, and that that's the reason, and that the only way you can drop it now is if you got Stream Elements or Nightbot.
Okay. So this just brings up something that I've heard other people talking about, is that is the potential of needing to change to a different platform, and not YouTube. Not YouTube may be in trouble, or at some point something could happen and YouTube is not there. What would we do then? There's people much smarter than me who are really looking into this as alternatives. you know, and to not, you know, to cut people off from doing that really is not right. You know, if it's a grow channel, because as far as a grow channel, meaning you just go and subscribe to somebody and don't ever connect and watch videos and whatnot, you know, that should be legitimate, considered a legitimate connection. But I'm not in charge. Darn it.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to have some help because you know I believe in trying to help others. I'm not considering myself a grow channel,
Right.
but I try to help others try to get that goal or whatever. You know what I'm saying. Try to help support the people that support me.
Right. That's the way it has always worked. I mean, that's how I've always understood it anyways. Now, in the beginning, I didn't do it that way. I literally watched live streams. Just a moment. I want to let my niece know. Jennifer, the link is down there. It's this right here. Just click onto it and it will link you and you'll be in my basement and then I'll bring you up. So I would sit in front of the TV for hours and hours on specific days, like Saturday and Sunday, a lot of live streams, and Friday at late afternoon into evening, and watch shows. Stream Elements works to drop links. Okay, good deal. Because I'm going to check. If it works, then I'm going to be using Stream Elements myself.
And that's the way I'm going to do it, but I'm going to have somebody that will guide me through it because I do not know how to set it up or anything.
Me neither, Kenneth.
And so I'm gonna have to have help because I was telling Paula last night. We were talking about this last night on my live stream. I was on somebody's live stream. I think it may have been even Rachel's. Rachel Loves Disney.
Yep.
I think it may have been her live stream. She had Nightbot or Stream Elements. I can't remember which one. I think it might have been Nightbot. But anyway, it got to where it would drop its own link, and then it would also not only drop its own link, it would also just time somebody out for no reason.
Oh, you don't want that.
And I'm thinking, should I do? I'm thinking, should I do this or should I not? Because and so, and then Paula was telling me that that you can actually have it set to where it will not moderate your channel. So you can turn that setting off.
Good. Well, we have a lot, you and I both got some work to do on our channels. I would like the Stream Elements, the bots for certain things. And then I need and I'm trying to get together with Paula on this, but my time didn't mesh with hers the other day, but to put a frame up overlay. I don't know how to do that. Okay. There's Victoria.
On the.
Let me say something 1 second. Okay, I'm going to bring Vicky up, and then Jennifer. The link is right in the chat, sweetheart.
Oh my goodness! Just I gotta turn off the other channel.
So here it is. One more time, Jennifer. You will see it. It says StreamYard. Click on that. Burning up the roads, and then it says StreamYard.com
Oh,
under it.
I'm frozen.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, I froze.
You're better now. I like your background.
Yeah, I can't get it quite right though. It seems like I never can get it quite right. There's always that little bit of fuzz right there.
You know what? I wonder, I mean, it's real. I think it can be really hard to get everything just perfect.
Yeah. But that's okay. At least it's something different to look at once in a while.
All right, I'm going to bring up my niece, Jennifer. Can only see half of your face, Jenny.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
How you doing, Jenny?
That sounds awful.
She,
Hello.
There you go. That's a little better.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear me?
Nope.
Is
Just kidding. Now I can.
Oh, you little snot. Well, I had to dunk her head in the toilet once, and it looks like she may be heading there again. So this is Vicky, a friend of mine, and this is Kenneth, another friend of mine.
I gotta get headphones.
Okay. Put it down. Go get
Hold
headphones.
on.
All right. So, what are you guys up to today, Vicky and Kenneth?
Oh,
Hold
nothing
on.
much with me. Sending money to my grandbabies for Christmas a little bit. But sending out cards with oh, I forget what they're called. You know, the cards you can use for shopping or gas or whatever. You know, because everybody has
a gas card.
Well, you can use it for gas, but you can also use it for groceries. It's a Walmart cards. Walmart cards.
A gift card.
Yes. So you can use it for shopping, or you can use it for gas or whatever. But you know, it's easy. It's easier to go that way because everybody's already usually got everything they need already in their lives, in their homes.
Yeah.
And I don't see a sense in giving somebody something that's just going to be clutter.
Yes, I hear you. So Jennifer's been traveling the Southwest. We can still, we can now see your mouth, but I could only see above your mouth.
There you go.
My rosy cheeks.
But
I put on lipstick. Whoever suggested that, thank you.
So Patty Woods is headed out, but thank you for coming by, Patty.
Love you, Patty.
So what part of this? So I was just going to ask Jennifer about her travels in the Southwest. Is there an area you like, an area you don't like? Which is the hottest state? I'm going to put some wood on the fire while you're talking.
Is there anything I don't like or like? Yeah, there's a lot of things I didn't like on my road travels so far. However, life is a journey.
Yes.
And yesterday in Arizona, it was very warm, and today it's very cold. Freezing, actually.
That's what I heard. It surprises me. I'm surprised Arizona.
I was like, where did she go? She's at the fireplace. Huh?
I had to put wood on the fire. Cannot let that fire. I love it. You know I love fires. Can you imagine?
She does love a fire.
Can you imagine we have the tree in this room?
What?
The Christmas tree is in the family room this year.
I just texted you, Aunt Kay, and said, where the hell is the Christmas tree? Excuse my language, from Brent's video of the Christmas lights that I was watching. And I said, why is there no Christmas tree? Do you guys not have one? And it made me very sad. So.
No, it's in here. It's in here. Since I spend
I noticed that.
All my time is in here. So I thought, why not have the tree where I sit? So Vicky.
Yes, ma'am.
I do. So where did you get your background? I do like it because I've seen a couple different ones you've had.
Well, I went to the Christmas music channels, and I found these on, I like paused it, and then I screenshotted it. So it's a screenshot.
Oh, that's not your house, Catherine?
No, I wish. That would be awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I thought she was really decorative. That would be very cool.
No, I live in a 14 by 70 single wide mobile home.
Well, I meant to ask you. So you live in the Tri-Cities area. Have you ever ran across the name of Riley, the last name of Riley?
I can't say I have.
Because I have Riley relatives that lived in or still live in the Tri-Cities area. I'm not sure exactly where, but yeah, just curious. It's not the most uncommon name, but it's not the most common name.
I have family up by you too, and the last name is Wilkerson.
Wilkerson.
W-I-L-K, yeah, S-O-N. Wilkerson.
Oh, not to my knowledge.
If you go to Lucretia, if you go to my Facebook, you'll see my cousin Lisa and my cousin Terry Ann, who frequently post on there. They're in Oregon. So they're up there by you. I think they're in Portland, though.
Okay.
For some reason. I think they're in Portland.
I'm about 2 hours south of them. Whoa, Nellie is in here.
What?
Whoa, Nellie. Thank you for coming. I'm Lucy. Glad you're here. So Kenneth is he's going to go into his last term of school. He's becoming a mechanic. And we're all very supportive of Kenneth being able to get through that and start doing the work that he likes. There's Justin and Christina trying to post links this whole time. I think no more links to be posted. I'm not going to even say any more words about how I feel about that because it will probably lose half the chat. It's just I'm not happy about that, but I don't get to make the rules. So thank you for checking that out. Justin and Christina in Canada. Wonderful channel, by the way. So I don't know, making connections.
KK?
Yes.
Question. You were asking me about my journey.
Yes.
And then you stopped asking the question. What was the finishing question?
Oh, just wondering what parts of your journey that you really enjoyed, places, I know you were in Texas. I know you've been through, I know you went to Tennessee and was there a place you really liked and thought, oh, this is really cute?
I could post, there's been a lot of that, but it's been the skylights, like the sky at night and the sun setting in the picture. And really like the bonding with William and Peggy and Johnny and the animals. And so all of it's been, a little crazy at times, but good too. And I don't know that I have like one. Oh, I do. I have Reno was like crazy. That was the most craziest place because I've never been asked if I was a hooker more in my life.
Wow. Yes,
it was nuts. My phone just died.
She was.
Oh my God, my phone died.
Not happy to hear about it.
What do I do?
I think that there'd be a lot of faces being slapped. Somebody asked me that.
Yeah. Oh, the last time she threatened the guy, she said, do not even say it. Do not even say it.
No doubt. Man.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
That's funny. What do you have planned for the rest of the weekend? Anything fun?
Not really. What's fun to me is just kicking back in my house and not having to do anything at all. That's what's fun to me. The serenity, the calmness of it. It just, I cherish those times when it's just calm, quiet, peaceful, nobody knocking on the door, and absolutely nothing happening except for maybe laundry,
Yeah.
But
I haven't had many of those days recently, unfortunately. I need where I can just do nothing at all.
Yeah, by the way, I did change the hour of my karaoke by 1 hour. It's now at 4 p.m. instead of 5, because Miss Millie asked me if I could possibly move it down because of her internet. I guess it's better at 4. And she tried to come up and sing for me and support me on my channel the last time and kept getting cut off. So maybe it'll work out for her better at 4 and plus it'll be earlier for the people down, in central US and down further, because it'll be at least an hour earlier for them. So maybe I'll, we'll see. I'm just feeling it out right now and doing what I can do and hoping for the best. I am trying to get, and I am slowly growing, and that's okay. No big hurry. If I get there, then I got to stress about doing it all the time. And as I just stated, I kind of like those times when I don't have to worry about nothing at all.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. That's true. I like those times, and I do know. I was actually thinking. You just brought up a good point, and I'll get to you in just a second, Lucy. Of once everything works together and we're monetized, then what happens? What do we have to do at that point? And how often, you know what I'm saying? I know we probably have to stay above 4,000 every year. I understand that. And I have no issue with continuing to make new friends, because I just do. But what I was going to say about making friends. So if we in fact can't drop even our own links or someone else's link or whatever, what I did in the beginning, I didn't know how to do any of that. I took a tablet just like this one. And every live stream I sat at, I would write down the name of the channel. And then after the show, I would go and I would look those channels up and make friends with them. And so that's how it was for me. I wasn't able to do it by the quick way that some of us have kind of learned how to do. So while it frustrates me and it really feels like they try to put obstacles in our path to growth, we can't change it. There isn't really much power unless everybody just found another platform and left them. Okay. That's the only way we have power is if everybody said, I'm not dealing with this anymore. This other platform offers me the same and better, and left. And then YouTube would have to look at their practices. I don't like that we can't contact a human being. It really gets me, except by email. And I had an incident I shared the other day where a song that I have on one of my videos has a particular name. I can't think of the name that it is. It's an old song. As it turned, I got a copyright claim on my channel. And it is because there's a new song out that has the exact same name as by a popular singer. And just give me a waves, Troy. Okay. And so so what I did is I emailed them and I told them the situation. I said, this is an old song with the same name as a new song. So please check that out. It is not the same song, even though it's the same name. And I want to say hello to Daydream About Nice Things. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Go ahead. So let's go to Troy. How's Troy doing?
Troy has some big news.
Uh-oh. Is it good news?
Oh, two good news is actually. I believe you know that we had an offer of full price on my house before I even put it on the market. And that
Yes,
should be
sir.
working out in a few weeks. And Christian proposed to Troy last night, and he said yes without hesitation.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, that's very,
There's the rings. There they are.
oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
As you
Thank
know,
you.
my son and his fiance are getting married next Friday. The day after,
Nice.
there is a Saturday, whatever is the day after Christmas. Brent and Josh are getting married.
Wow, that is cool.
So congratulations to you and to oh gosh,
Congratulations to Brent and Josh.
yes.
Said that right? Yes.
So
A big deal.
it is the season for marriage, I guess.
Yes.
Lucy is in. Hello, Lucy from O'Malley.
Thank you, Van Vita, TGIF. Well, Nelly.
So
Little
we are
house.
right there. As you know, it's 17 hours. And I just wanted to go to sleep tonight knowing most likely tomorrow I'll be able to start the show, being able to tell you we are eligible for it. I know it takes them a little bit of time, but at least it'll be in there. And the only reason is because of people like you. You know, Kenneth, Troy, Vicky, all of you people. It's the only reason any of us ever make 4,000 watch hours. Bottom line. Oh,
You run
look
the
at her
show.
dog. Just a second, Troy. Look at that face. Oh my God. You don't want me to come to your house, Vicky, because your dog's going to come up.
That's a deadly offense right there.
Oh, you're so cute. Yeah, no, I get you. That is one adorable dog.
I will die over that little guy.
I hear you. I hear you.
He's not feeling well though. He's
Oh.
almost, he'll be 15 in June, and I think his teeth and his tummy have been bothering him a little bit. So
did I stop you from saying something, Troy?
Well, I was going to say that you run the show. We just enjoy being here. I know you couldn't do it without all of us, but we're here for you.
yes.
And I also wanted to say thank you to everybody that's congratulated us. And Paula, I would love to live stream the ceremony if we get internet service where we're going to do it down by a creek.
Okay. Well, I struggle just going out to my RV with my computer. It's just like 20 feet from the front door, 25 feet. When I get into that RV, it sucks. It really, I don't know why. And
they make a box that you can plug in. If you're running off Wi-Fi in your house, they make a box that you can put into an outlet that expands it, and it will almost double your range. So if you have a plug-in by your front door or front window, you can pick up these boxes for 25 to 40 bucks, and they pick up your Wi-Fi signal and rebroadcast it.
Okay.
So it starts
router.
again. Router, yeah. It's a router expander.
So do you have to go through the? I'm going to bring my niece back up. She had to get a different phone. I haven't seen her in a while, so it's nice to see her.
Lucretia,
Hi.
I'm going to drop out, hon. Thank you for letting me come up.
Well, thank you, Vicky, for coming up. You were always somebody I could count on. Oh, Jenny, you would love it. All right.
Bye.
See you later, Vicky.
Bye.
This is Arizona right now.
Okay.
Wish
Well,
I was there.
It's pretty.
Yeah. What part of Arizona, Jenny?
I have no idea.
You don't know what town you're in? Oh my God.
I think it's called Holbrook.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
There's a Denny's.
Hold on. I got to bring just a second. There we go, Troy. Oh my gosh. Troy.
Oh, damn.
Troy.
Aunt Priscilla would love that snow.
Yes, she would. Yes, she would.
That's what we have in our yard right now.
That's gorgeous.
That's that
We
big
know.
fifth wheel we got for my friend. He's actually living in it right now. The slide outs are in.
Uh,
Yeah, so I'm a little envy and a lot jealous about the Arizona weather you have down there.
You wouldn't be if you knew how we had to be here, why we had to be here.
Oh, well, I was
Yeah.
planning the same trip and actually traveling with your aunt Lucretia here, and
Oh,
to sell
really?
probably messing that up. Yeah, because somebody just walked in that I know and made me an offer on my house, knowing I was going to put it on the market. And they made me a more than fair offer on it, probably more than it's worth in current conditions. So I'm going to accept it.
And you know what, Troy? You always do what's best for your own family first. I mean,
Yes.
if something came up and Richard and I couldn't travel, I would feel bad. I mean, I'll talk about my RV here in a minute, but I would put my family before traveling. I wouldn't. I know it would be problematic possibly for somebody else, but you always have to do what's best for you. Nurse Your Travel Bug is in the house, by the way.
They're going to buy the house as is with a large down.
Do you want to see our travel vehicles for our jailbreak travel burning up the roads?
Show me that. And then while you're going over to show that, Troy's going to talk about this house for a second. Go ahead, Troy.
Oh no, go ahead, Troy. I can't figure out how to turn my camera around.
Without me having to do the remodel before it sells, and they're going to allow me to leave some large items till spring on the property, like my 35-foot bounder with 3 slide outs that I was remodeling until the snow melts and I'm able to get that stuff off the property. So this is beneficial in so many big ways.
35-foot bounder.
Did you say with 3 slide outs?
Yes.
That could fit me, Peggy, William, Johnny, the dogs, and Phoebe.
Oh yeah, and you'd never have to really see each other.
It was one that caught on fire in the kitchen, so it has some severe fire damage, and we're remodeling it to live in it.
Oh,
perfect place, I swear. And I've always wanted a bounder. There's things that I like out there, but if I just love bounders, for some reason, bounders in my mind, that's where I need to be, in a bounder. All right, Jenny, show me. Go ahead.
The guy was tired of storing it. The Dometic fridge caught on fire. He spent 3 years trying to get Dometic to pay for it. When he bought it at $65,000, and he was tired of paying storage on it at $300 a month almost. And for 3 years trying to get Dometic to pay for it, and just gave up and sold it to me for $500. I threw a battery in it and drove it home.
Wow. You got a good deal because you have the time and the place. You can, unfortunately, the people who live next to us, when my nephew and his fiance
I can't stand them.
I know, moved into a trailer, not the nephew, our neighbors.
I can't stand them for giving me the trailer.
Oh, okay. Well, they moved into a trailer on our property.
Or the neighbor.
And the neighbor, one of our neighbors called the city and they came and tagged it. You cannot have somebody living where I live. You can't let somebody live in a travel trailer, even for a short period of time, on your property.
Yeah, I believe the visiting limit is like 5 or 10 days for a visitor on your private property.
And the city,
he just was being an idiot.
Yes, it's just, they're just not, we have some not nice neighbors. That's one of the reasons I want to get out of here and not spend much time on this street.
Is he the guy that had the Doberman, Aunt Kay?
Yes. In my mind.
And baby grabbed a hold of his tail.
Yes. Yeah. So you imagine a Prevost.
Yes.
Who doesn't? Okay, let's be honest. Who doesn't? A Prevost would be gorgeous, and it's like living in a house.
My neighbor behind me had a Prevost motor coach. He paid over $500,000 for. There's an RV lot in my backyard, and the gentleman that used to own it had a $500,000 motor coach with 4 slide outs. It was gorgeous.
Beautiful. There's some gorgeous ones out there. What I like about Fatima, what I like about Bounder is, all right, when you go shopping I was shopping for dog food the other day, and this is going to make sense, I promise. There was a can that said barbecue flavor, barbecue. It was insinuating that this was done on a barbecue grill. And then there was some beautiful white fish that had been grilled, white fish, and they showed a little grill. And there were some other things that connect with you as a human, or connected with me as a human, that I thought, oh my gosh, that looks delicious. And I bought from my
Like when I ate the cat food.
Huh?
Like when I ate the cat food.
Yes. And
Go on.
so I bought with my eyes. So there's a thing about the Bounder that they're selling a philosophy. They're the one that I always call the frumpy RV, that I couldn't actually get into the driver's seat without hurting myself. And I also felt it was frumpy, even though it was maintained impeccably. It had so many new things in it. I was just foolish, but I literally couldn't get over the doghouse without causing myself harm. I was not sold on it with my eyes. I felt like it was for an old person. I'm sorry, God forgive me, because I'm an old person now. But I thought, this is just not for me. I don't feel like I am that RV. You know what I'm saying? Come on, somebody, tell me. You make sense.
It's got to fit you. Yes, the RV you're in has to make you comfortable.
And the word and
home.
the philosophy of the Bounder is just bounding. You're just bounding. You're out there. You're going.
They even show a kangaroo leaping and bounding on the side of some of the older ones.
That's it right there. And I am not a Bounder anymore. I cannot leap and I cannot jump.
She sure can chase you down, though, and dunk you in a toilet.
Yeah.
Coach chooses.
Well, don't mess with me, Jenny.
Sounds like
I was fine. We look so much alike. It's so crazy.
So I'd like to stop this for a minute, if I may, Lucretia.
Yes, sir.
56 minutes and 50 seconds. You have got your hours, because there were over 22 people in chat last time I checked.
Okay. Yep. I'm fairly certain you're right, Troy. So
yes, so it's celebration time.
Thank you. I know.
Do you want me to light a bottle rocket? I have one.
When you no, I don't want you to, Jenny. Don't you go near it.
They're in the truck.
She has bad luck with certain things, and I don't want her playing with matches and bottle rockets.
I have a whole truck full of them.
So 27 in the house. Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm so happy. I don't feel like crying right now, but I've cried quite a bit on here. And
did you think you would ever get here, Aunt Kay?
No.
Why not?
Because 4,000 watch hours. That meant people had to watch me in one form or another, either in a content video or on a live stream for 4,000 hours.
Do you know what that means, though?
That there's a lot of people out there.
No, that means that you're really good at what you do and you're really amazing to listen to.
Well,
yes.
That's why.
I wouldn't go that far, Jenny. I would not.
Well, I can have an opinion.
Jenny, I recall when she started this, she had no intentions of even worrying about monetizing or getting there to this point, because she just didn't see that as an attainable goal in the beginning. She was just doing it for fun. And look what happened.
Well, she is like skyrocketed beyond bounds or bounders or whatever, leaps and bounds of what she thought she could obtain. But I mean, I've known her 43 years and I've seen her go through lots of things in life. So, and she's done it gracefully and sometimes not so gracefully, but she never is a quitter, really. And that's the thing about her. And when she finds a drive and a passion, she goes for it. So good job, Aunt Kay.
Thank you, Jenny.
And she's very personable, Alberta Hickson.
As you notice, she calls me Aunt KK, Aunt K. My middle name is K, and my family.
Only to her face.
My family all calls me by my middle name, but since I was 18, I chose to use my first name, which is Lucretia. It sounds more. I remember. I think it sounds so much more grown up. And I chose. So yeah, when I hear somebody actually yell K, I'm like, they must have known me for a long time, because I have not used K since I was 18. So Alberta Hinksman, thank you. I am pretty much exactly what you see is what you get. Occasionally I cuss. I'm really trying not to use bad words as commas, because I used to talk in that manner where bad words were my commas.
Make a truffle
It's
blush.
okay to use the F word appropriately.
Well, there's really, there's not ever an actual appropriate time.
I meant for fudge.
Oh, fudge. Okay, yes. And so, yeah, but I love doing this. Everybody is hysterical fun. Kenneth is somebody who will he's always got our backs. Kenneth is always somebody who, if you have a live stream and you want somebody to come up and it's kind of slow, Kenneth will put his hand up and come up. And he's someone people can count on all the time. And Troy is helping us with solar. So I want to talk a little bit about our RV. Our RV. We have an RV, first of all.
Can I see some pictures?
Huh?
I need to see pictures.
Okay. I'll send you some pictures. So,
Thank you.
And there's actually on my channel, there's going to be a walkthrough and everything, but I'll send you some pictures. So we
Is it
bought
at the house?
Yes, it's sitting out in front of it.
Listen, I just wanted to know.
I know. We bought a 1991 25-foot Eldorado Class C, and it's on the smaller side. We don't have a couch, but that's okay. We have the dinette, and we have twin beds. Trust me.
Twin beds?
Yes, we had to in order to get. I'm telling you, I either was in RVs that somebody had made too much meth in them. And
Her bed is so big right now, we could all fit in it.
Oh, yes. And so I'm like, that was a bounder, and I had to say no to it because I didn't want to get sick from the meth that had been made in there. And the guy was trying to make me feel guilty for not buying it. And Brent was with us. He was with me and Richard. And Brent was about ready to say something because the guy was like,
hi, Uncle Richard.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
The guy was trying to make us feel guilty. And I said, I am so sorry. I've been bad places too, but this doesn't fit what we need. And I was out of there. And we've been to Roseburg twice. We've been to Bend, to Sisters. We've been to Florence. We've been to the Woodburn area twice. So, and then we found this, and I'm like, okay, so what? Everybody pretty much knows there's a few things that don't work. We're getting a refrigerator replacement on Tuesday. That does not work. The what's it called on the outside?
Generator?
Generator. The generator does not work. And
what kind of generator does it need?
It's a 4,000, Onan 4,000 watt, whatever generator.
But what was that one you like?
What?
What's that one you like that William told me about?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like some crazy thing.
Oh, really?
It's very expensive. Like a Ziegler mortar or something. I don't know. He sent me the link.
You're going to have to ask William because I don't know. So, so with Tuesday, we get the refrigerator and then we are going to go spend the night somewhere. We're going to go spend the night somewhere. And I did check this out. So I have a,
you're going to go to Irving?
Ha ha ha. I have 1,000 trails. We bought 1,000 trails. You can get it by the month. I cannot buy one outright. I just can't. But I wanted the ability to have 1,000, like a shower. No, we have a shower in ours, but you know what I mean. If you're traveling, you cannot use your shower every day. And as you all know,
why not?
Because you won't have enough water unless you're hooked up to water. Unless you're hooked up to water. So that's why we got.
Couldn't you carry like something to maybe use your water, like with a filter or something?
There is only one tool there is a couple recycling water shower things, and a man that we know has designed one. He is an engineer, and he developed what's called the hour shower, where you use about a half a gallon of water and you recirculate it over and over and over. So, and he is not, all he's charging for it is what it costs to build. His only interest is in helping people. His name is David, gone boondocking, and that would be something that we would get once we're going to be on the road. So we'll have the refrigerator fixed, and we got the monthly package for the Northwest and the Southwest, because we'll be in Arizona. I want to see some of New Mexico.
When are you coming to Arizona?
Well, we had thought we would come the 26th of December. We would head out, but Brent and Josh are getting married on the 26th. They're getting married on the 26th. And so, yep, they're getting married. And so anyways, it's just going to be us and probably us and Naya, because, you know, everybody else is, you know, rightfully so afraid of COVID. And so they don't want, but in July, Jennifer, he's going to have a big ceremony, a big, you know, get together kind of thing at the Rose Garden. So anyways, it will be sometime after the 26th that we head to Arizona.
Well, I'll be here.
I know. And so anyways, that's that about the vans. Does anybody have any questions about the rig right now? Hitch up and tow. Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm not
Hitch up and tow.
Aren't they in England? Am I wrong or right? Are they in Britain? New whatever.
Britain, new whatever.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Sometimes I get a couple channels confused. So yeah, if there's any questions. Oh, so Troy we put together a really killer package of solar for our rig. Do you want to tell everybody about the actual elements?
Putting together 650 watts of solar that's just going to mount flat on the roof. They can put different brackets on it to tilt it later if they want. And it's going to generate enough power to keep the batteries up, run a heater, and charge cell phones and laptops. As long as they get fairly decent sun every day, they have no issues with worrying about a plug-in. The only thing we haven't bought yet is an inverter, which she can pick what size of inverter she needs for what she's doing, add a second battery to it later, whatever she wants to do. But this will get her on the road and give her enough power to be able to do YouTube, recharge batteries, and keep the 12 volt up to run the fridge and a heater at night.
Yep.
So wait a minute, you're putting like solar panels that would be on top of a house, on top of an RV.
Yes.
Giant ones.
That's badass.
Really big ones.
Oh,
yeah.
People do it all the time. I mean, in order to boondock, meaning
could we put it on the Suburbans?
People put it on. Yes, you could put it on a Suburban. People put it on much smaller cars than that.
I'm going to be putting 3 to 4 panels on top of a commuter van that I bought to pull my travel trailer with and add to the solar system on the roof of my RV. So yes, you can do that.
So I need to quickly, I'm sorry, Troy, I just want to come right back to you, but I need to acknowledge somebody who's in the room. So daydream about nice things. Gary, I am so happy that you're here. You were one of the people that I started really paying attention to and watching on a regular basis. You have helped me grow my channel to a point that I'm at this point. So I just want you to know that you're actually one of the incremental pieces to the puzzle that I had to build in order to get here. So Gary, daydream about nice things. I'm sure everybody on here knows who he is. If you by some chance have been living under a rock and you don't know who he is, please go visit his house, because Gary does an awesome live. I don't know what your schedule is currently. I've went there a few times when I've got up early enough, because he's 3 hours ahead of me, that I've not been able to catch it. And so, but I miss it. And I absolutely want everybody to know he does a great channel. He does a lot of fun stuff. And thank you for coming in today and spending some time. All right.
Okay, is Richard behind you?
Yes.
On the couch. It looked like Grandpa.
It's the haircut, probably.
Don't do that.
That was nuts.
Latricia?
Yes, sir.
I too would like to comment on daydream about nice things.
Huh?
I love when I'm able to make it onto the morning show, but it's East Coast. I'm West Coast. When they have it, I'm usually still in bed or waking up having coffee.
Yep.
But when I do get in there with the morning crew, it's really fun. They're very informative. They have a lot of different people that come in on it. It's a great show to watch. So if somebody, we can't drop links right now, but if you can just go check out Gary's channel, there's no disappointments. And I wish I was there more often, but because of the time frame, I'm not.
Yeah, that's the same problem. That's the same problem with me, Troy. And I want to say hello to Doreen, who is in here now, Camping Therapy. We've definitely bent each other's ear more than one time over issues on this little adventure. So Kenneth, you're sitting there so quiet. See, you are one of the
so quiet.
He's one of the most pleasant people you'll ever meet. I mean, anywhere.
Kenneth, where's your tree? Do you have a tree?
No,
Christmas tree?
Me and Dad, we're both disabled, and we're not really able to put it up and then take it back down, put it back, and then so forth. So anyway,
Leave it up all year.
That's what we would do, but anyway, we're actually not into decorating and stuff like that. We're more into like just being close to family, spending time with family, and also about the birth of our Lord and Savior.
That's true.
He is good all the time, even on the bad days.
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait until I get to meet Daydream About Nice Things in person.
I know.
I absolutely love his channel.
It's fun. Isn't it fun? He's one of the people that I learned from, and that's honest to truth. I mean, Gary's one of the people who I learned certain things from. And I intentionally got up early, Jennifer, to be able to watch Gary, because he goes on our time, Pacific time. He's on about 7 to 9, 7 a.m. to 9 our time. And
that's very early for you.
Yes. It is a little early. So let's see what else is going on here. Okay, so Alberta Hinksman said, I've never heard of him before, but just subscribed because of you. Well, thank you, Alberta. I'm telling you, if you can watch him, you will have a fun time. And not just him, but he has a crew of people. He's got a couple wonderful ladies. Mel Nettie, Living Free Zip Codeless. Can anybody believe I remember that name? Mel Nettie, Living Free Zip Codeless. That's their channel name. And
Troy, what is that?
These are our rats. We're called the Ratpack for a reason. They're getting their treats right now.
We got to put them
Thank you.
Apollo is the brown one, and Eros is the black one. Their mouths full of seeds.
Nuts. I couldn't do it.
Oh, they're adorable. They're little hams.
Oh.
They just love being handled and touched, and they're constantly cleaning. So I was actually over here because I was going to show off our little tree right there. And we actually put it on top of the rat's cage. So I will sit on the couch at night and watch all the little blue balls on it shake when they're doing their thing. It's funny.
Well, I think we're going to go get a fake tree and put it in the Suburban.
Oh.
I found this at a Christmas bazaar. I call it our little Charlie Brown tree. It's something we can take with us in the RV and be happy with.
Well, you've got a like-minded person here in Ruby Morton. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Ruby. Hold on, I lost it. Oh yeah, Alberta Hinksman loves pet rats.
Do you remember when we lived at Furwood Village and we had them as pets, me and Willie?
I do not. I probably blacked it out.
And gerbils.
Gerbils. I know. My little friend Debbie, you know Debbie, she's got a gerbil as a pet. I just can't do it.
And they bit Mom when she was sleeping. It got out, and she whacked it like a troll.
Oh God. Yes.
Oh.
So now we have up here, I just want to say one thing real quick. My sister Olita Himmerly is in here now.
Hi, Patty.
You see our niece Ginny is up here now. So
Hi.
welcome, Little House Lynn.
I'm in Arizona.
Aw.
Thank you for coming up. How's your day going?
Oh, the dogs keep escaping the yard, so it's been interesting.
Oh boy.
I know something's wrong because normally I know where they're at and they're making noise, and when it's too quiet, I don't have kids, but I imagine it's like when you have kids and you just know something's wrong.
Right.
And you go check the couple of spots and they're not there. And luckily they made a hole in the fence that goes over to the neighbor's yard. So they were just stuck in the neighbor's yard and had to come back over. But it stops your heart for a bit. And so they've got free roam of the house. I thought I had patched it up and stopped it. And I waited a little bit and looked out the window. I was watching your show and I said, give me a minute to come on because they got out. And so I went to the window and they were tearing the fence apart again. So they're in jail. They're in the house. They're not allowed in the yard while we're doing this.
Well, your dogs are gorgeous. By the way, do you mind, what's your first name, or I don't have to have it.
It's Nate.
Nate? Okay. Because I do like, sometimes I like to be able to say somebody's name too. It takes a while for me to learn because there's a lot of names, but thank you, Nate. Your dogs are gorgeous. What are they?
What kind of dogs?
They are Samoyeds. Well, the one is full Samoyed. The other, I think, is part Samoyed, part Grand Pyrenees, which is where she gets her size from. We think, we're not really sure, but and so as scary as it was for them to get out, of course, now that we got the YouTube channel, the first thing I do once I knew where they were, I turned the video camera on, and so I'm gonna have a short now. And it's basically the dogs coming back through their hole, but Pippa did just fine. She's small enough, but Dallas was big enough that she kind of struggled. So you got this little hole and this fluffy white dog trying to get through. So I'll probably throw that up tomorrow. It'll be a cute video that, try to get something positive out of the scare that I had this morning. But
yeah, she's traveling with my nephew. This is my niece, and Jennifer is my is traveling with my nephew and his fiance, and she's traveling with her boyfriend. But my nephew has
husband.
The dog that has got my heart. He is a pit bull, and he is the sweetest, most loving dog. He's
a whiny ass child. The dog.
I know. I wish Loki was there with you.
I could go get him.
You could go get him, Jenny. Put your camera down and go get Loki.
Okay, hold on.
All right, we'll be here. So, yeah. So our little beagle, before she became our dog, she was my nephew's family's dog, my nephew's girlfriend's family's dog, and so she and the pit bull used to get out and go travel around this little town here in Oregon where they were living at the time. The beagle and the pit bull just walking around, checking things out, and she was a little escape artist. What she would do, the beagle, is she would dig and dig and dig, and then get the pit bull involved. He was not the ringleader, it was the beagle.
Right.
I love dogs so much.
Well, and my biggest concern, Pippa is the little one, and she's the one that's scared of everything because she was from the puppy mill, and she's the one that will dig. Typically, she won't dig the fence. Oh, let's see this puppy.
Come here, buddy.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to put her on full layout so I can see Loki.
Hi, Loki. Loki, listen to me, please. This is Loki.
Where's the Loki?
Loki. He's going to pee. Just a minute. How do I turn my camera around?
Well, there should be down in the right-hand corner like a little round circle with a dot in it. Something like that. Nope.
Aww.
Oh, Loki, come back, please.
Don't let him get away. We lost her. So where's everybody else at? What happened?
I don't know.
You put yourself on the screen, I think. We're still here.
I'm like, what did I do wrong? Let's see. Do we got anything in the chat we need to? I was going to
say if we could address a few comments in the chat.
Sure.
I wanted to thank everybody for liking the rats. and Alberto Hinksman asked about traveling with dogs and wanted to know if it was easy. It's a little bit of a challenge, but you just wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, to have your animals with you is just really neat.
I would imagine. So we take her out to the RV with us every time we go out to do stuff, and we
Hey, look
Let
at
me
everybody.
see.
Say hi. Say hi. Okay, put me on that thing again. Loki,
All right. Look,
there he
No.
is.
he's not even hearing my voice. He doesn't
Loki.
know who I am anymore.
Okay, so this is Loki. He's a big Staffordshire pit bull, and he's wearing a Carhartt jacket because it's freezing, and he's a sissy lala, and he's got a cute little collar that lights up. Do you see him at all?
Come here. Where is he going? He doesn't know my voice
Right.
anymore. I knew that would happen.
Okay,
Yes,
How pretty.
I'm here.
Loki.
All right. We're here, Jenny. All right. Well, he doesn't know my voice anymore. So Alberta's hoping to go travel next year.
Oh, there's my brother.
Yes, I saw him
You did?
in his cowboy hat. Yeah.
And
Carhartt jacket.
Alberta, I'm not on the road yet with my dogs. We are selling the house, and we're going, me and the two dogs, full
The
time.
people love the Carhartt. Oh, there's Hazard.
It'll be
Hazard.
interesting.
Just a second. I'm sorry.
Say
All
hi
right,
to Auntie.
One more.
Hazard.
You know, I love Hazard too. I don't
Yeah,
mean
he's-
to get out of the love, but he's definitely Loki and I spent a lot of time together. But they
Say goodbye,
love-
Loki.
Bye, Loco.
Bye.
All right. Oh well. So traveling with dogs, Jennifer, and it has.
I don't have his bag to pick it up. He's not my dog. Where's the bag?
All right. So I'll mute her while she's picking up dog doo-doo. Traveling with a dog. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing Patty by taking her out into the RV with us, letting her walk around, smell everything, climb up on the bed, just be part of what we're doing in the RV.
There she is. Lucretia,
Yes.
we also have a recent rescue that we picked up. It's a female.
Uh-huh.
This one's called Baby Jane. We
Okay.
have to keep her separated from the boys because it is a female. And she's very adamant about getting to the boys every time I take her out. But she's a handful, but she's very kind, very sweet.
Uh-huh. So
She's just doing by them though.
how big do they grow? Like how many pounds?
I don't know. This one's not even half the size of the boys. What would you say they are? A pound and a half? 2 pounds? Yeah. 50. Christian says 50 pounds. They're huge in his life. No, the boys are like 3 or 4 times this one size. This is an average rat right here.
Uh-huh.
And the boys are, I don't know if I could, you want to bring one of them over and compare them?
No, don't get them that close. I don't know.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have them that close together. We've had to keep them separated because she is a girl. And
Yeah.
the intent is to get a few of the boys from Apollo because he's just one of the best rats we've ever seen in our lives.
Are you going to breed them?
That's the intent. That's why we picked up the rescue female.
Uh-huh.
But not for a while.
So, let me see. Nate, I had to look down and make sure your name. I had your name right. So, Nate, do you travel at all at this point?
We still got the house. I've just been traveling with COVID. I'm kind of just staying put because I have asthma. I don't want to. I was gonna go see my grandma and my sister for Christmas, but called that off just because my sister lives in Tennessee and the cases out there are crazy, and she's a nurse and they
It's awful.
some exposure, so it's rough, but we'll do it later. So as far as my travel or as far as my channel goes, I'm just doing a lot of dog videos and then kind of local travel where I can stay outside, go to parks, that sort of thing, just to try to get used to doing the editing and all of that. But the dogs provide a lot of entertainment, a lot of content. So, and people probably like that the most anyways. Tell you what, give me 1 second here. I'll turn my camera and my mute myself, and I'll go. I think they're in the room next door. I'll go get them.
Okay, I'm going to put Ginny on for a second with her kitty. She's also traveling with a cat. Now that's
not my cat. This cat just looks starving, so I fed it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
now.
Oh, kitty. I would love to have a cat, and I know that like Gina does. Ben like Gina.
You're okay. You're okay. Just eat.
She does a great job. I'm terrified that I would lose one, and I would lose my mind.
Peggy lost Phoebe once.
I know you lost Phoebe once, but
no, Peggy lost Phoebe.
Peggy lost Phoebe once.
There's Phoebe right there. I'll show you her.
Little Phoebe.
Phoebe, say hello.
Hi,
world.
Phoebe.
Say hello.
Hi,
That's a beautiful cat.
Thank you. She's a rescue to me. She is crazy. We rescued her, and she plays fetch. She will take my hair ties and go, and I'll throw them, and she'll bring them back to me. And she is psycho and needs Paxil, I think.
Oh God. Okay, so
and she loves catnip.
Let's see. Oh boy. Let's see Nate's dogs. Oh, God. Aren't they beautiful?
So cute.
Those are the little troublemakers. Do they look guilty to you?
Yes. Because they look so sweet. And sweet are guilty.
Can you pan over to the other one that's the bigger one? Oh,
he's looking for a way out right now.
He's trying to make a jailbreak.
She's the one that has a lot of separation anxiety, and that was her problem when she was rescued. She kept being given up because she couldn't really be left alone. But what I found out is as long as she has a window to look out of like she is right now, she is perfectly happy.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Well,
get her a thunder blanket or a thunder coat.
We do have one of those for Pippa. Dallas isn't really scared of anything. She just doesn't like to be left alone. But Dallas, the big one there, I can literally walk during fireworks, like just take her down the road on a walk. She doesn't care. She is not scared of anybody or anything. Wow. The other one here, Pippa, she's scared of everything, but she does have a thunder jacket or whatever you call them. And we try medicines and everything, but she's from a bad situation. So she'll always be like, even when I go to pet her, she'll kind of duck her head down. You'll see if she does it real quick here, but as you can see, she's still,
oh yeah, she doesn't go from it. So
her head a little bit. So she's just always going to be that way. But
so Nate, can I give you a little piece of advice? Just because I trained dogs for canine companions for 5.5 years for service dogs. And what I learned about when you have a dog that's especially been in a bad situation, and dogs do not like the top of their head touched, period. That's just general. So go from underneath. And if you can treat her at the same time that you're giving her a pet, it makes it rewarding for her. So she knows that there's going to be a good adventure in the end and that it's not a bad situation. And when you leave the house for the other one, tape like your voice or something and leave it on a recording for them. They do that with the PTSD dogs.
Gotcha. Luckily anymore, we don't leave our house. So she's kind of spoiled these days. She's gotten used to it. And of course, when we go on the road, I'm going to be in the trailer 99% of the time. So
Alberta says she needs to talk to me. She needs help with her girl. I'm down to help you. I literally trained 59 dogs for canine companions. And it was I did it while I was incarcerated in prison. There's my little information. I was in prison. And it was the best thing and the most rewarding. And I have so many stories about that experience. But I only had 2 dogs that didn't make it. And it was because of their heart conditions, not because of me.
Well, she loved doing it. You know, she loved working with the dogs. And yeah, those are beautiful dogs. And so, Jennifer, is your contact information on your YouTube page on the about?
I don't have a YouTube page, but you can give her my phone number, or she can look me up on Facebook.
Well, actually, you do have So people don't realize this, even if you're not content creator, when you go to your YouTube page where you're just right there on YouTube, if you look across your tabs, it says about, and you can put your email address in there. You wouldn't want to just put your phone number, but you could put your email address in there. People,
well, do you want me just to give her my email address now?
do you want to?
I don't care.
Okay.
It's HINDE, the letter J, the number 9 at gmail.com.
Hindi, J9
At gmail.com.
at gmail.com. So
I have about 17 other ones, but we will just stick with that one.
So Alberta, there you go. And if you need, if you forget, if you can't get it written down, just shoot me.
I'll go on that about thing and put my stuff on there, but I'm on Facebook, so.
Okay. Yep. You're on Facebook. So no, those are gorgeous dogs.
They're so pretty.
It's a toss up. You know, the little one that Vicky had is it's a Yorkie, like a teacup Yorkie. Oh my! I told her you don't want me to come and visit because she wants me to come up there and visit. But let's see. Your Aunt Patty, your Aunt Lita says, I could use your advice. My puppy Prairie has anxiety. So here's
you
something.
know how to get a hold of me, Aunt Patty.
You know, you got her contact information. Boucher Street. Oh my God, Jen, check our Via Lobos.
Yeah, the Pit Bull Rescue. I love them.
Oh, I know. It's one of the
Villa
few
Lobos.
that
Villa Lobos, and she hires felons that she like helps train there. It's like a rebirth for both the animal and the human, really.
That's what's intended. She's a great lady.
Yes.
And
she pulls no punches.
Oh no, that's one of the places I want to go to. Actually, is to Villa Lobos.
Me too.
I'm surprised when you guys were in that you didn't get to down there.
Where?
She is in. Oh gosh.
Cat food or something?
Yeah, I gave the cat food. I don't know.
Think
She was hungry.
Okay, so let's see. Troy, you have the most experience with RVing on here, I believe, correct?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so.
So when you're out, and have you ever had a dog on when you're traveling? Have you ever taken a dog by any chance?
Yes, all
Okay.
the time.
Okay. So what is the so my thought was that we would. I gotta make sure my fire's going. My thought was that we would take and get some of this inexpensive fencing. You know, it's really, I don't even know the right word for it, but I saw it on a YouTube channel, and they put it around an area and attach it in some way so that the dog can go out, and they block off going underneath of the RV, so the dog can't get underneath the RV. And then there's this fencing that goes out maybe 3 feet for an area so that the dog can kind of wander around. But people have told me that those coyotes still will get your dog. And I would.
That's what I've heard too. I actually talked to American Wanderer, and he had him right at the back of his rig just about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I mean, literally, he turned on the floodlights and scared him off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're getting that close to the rigs. They're walking right up on them. And I've heard horror stories of people losing dogs and cats, and the coyotes running right up and trying to attack pets on the leash and take them.
Phoebe.
So I'd recommend keeping your animals close to you if we're in Arizona.
We are here in Arizona, and Phoebe is like a cougar. She would kick their butt.
Well, they've actually gotten bigger dogs than what you think. When we were talking about your dog being afraid of fireworks, so Loki, the pit bull, was living with me at one point in time with his mom and dad, and it was the 4th of July, and the fireworks were going off, and he got up in bed with me and underneath the covers, and he just cuddled right up on me. He'll
sleep under the covers any chance he gets with you.
I know. I know. I miss him. I miss him so bad. I can't even stand it. One of the reasons I want to come to Arizona.
Just to see the dog?
Just to see the dogs. You guys, I'll say hi to you. Coyotes are very curious. And when hunting, they do what they comes. Oh yes, I know. I mean, you plan to have Patty on a leash all the time, but
Not you, Aunt Patty, the dog.
wrong Patty. One of my sisters, that's her right there, Olivia Hemmerly, but we call her by her middle name, Patty, Patricia.
Do you remember when we seen the cougar?
Yes. So Jennifer and I and Richard were at a local lake, and we were picnicking, and
We were fishing at Kirk Park.
and fishing. We were actually across from the lake at this little pond. It's a pretty good sized pond. And it was late in the day. We were the only ones around. And I looked.
I was on my phone.
Jenny was on her phone. And I looked to my left, and there was a cougar about 30 feet away, just sitting there in a cat position, standing up. And and what really made me realize it was a cougar was the length of the tail.
And Kay goes, "That's not a house cat."
I yelled, cougar. And Jennifer, here's what her first thought was. She grabbed her purse and she started to run.
I grabbed, I ran.
What did I say?
Don't run.
They tried to,
because they don't think that they're gonna chase me down to eat me.
I said they separate out the stupid ones.
I don't
run.
remember you saying that.
I did most certainly say that.
She goes, "That's not a effing house cat, actually." And it was not. And it was like staring, looking at us. And it's like, it was nuts. And then it ran right in the bushes. And then my Uncle Richard went like towards the bushes. It was crazy.
And here is my son.
Hi, Brinsky. Hi, Booski.
Hi.
I told him to get married next Saturday.
Oh, it's on Tuesday.
What?
Yeah.
Surprise.
Why am I the last to know?
Because you're...
As possible, and that'll be Tuesday.
Okay, so he's getting married Tuesday and not the day after Christmas.
Fantastic. What's Tuesday's date?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Tuesday is the 22nd. So
are you taking his last name or is he taking yours?
No, there's a complication because I changed my name legally, but the court has not recognized it just yet. And so because they're not ruling on those till next year. So if I change my name now, it's going to put everything into a big hick. So he's just going to take our last name and hyphenate it. So he'll be Lake Chase. And then when my name changes official, he's going to put one in for him. And
cool.
Then we'll be Watson.
I love it. Congratulations.
Okay.
Okay, I need to type. So I need somebody, Jenny, I'll type. What is your email address? I'm going to type it in the chat.
HINDE.
HINDE. Oh, and it's probably all, hold on. HIN.
It's all lowercase.
Yep. Hindi.
Yep. J. 9 at Gmail. Get it some water, babe.
All right, there you go. It's in there, Alberta. Thank you, Traveling RV. I always like to talk about the RVs because that's where we're headed. Eventually, we want to be as full-time as possible, but to have my fire's getting small.
Fire's out.
But to have something. Here's Vicky is back. When her face comes up. Are you ready, Vicky?
Who's Traveling Nate Dog?
Just another YouTuber. How come?
Oh.
Let's see. Where's Going Green Mom?
Oh, she's got a new backdrop.
Oh, she's got a new backdrop. Okay, now I brought her back. All right. I don't see her. Oh, there she is.
Hold it. I forgot to mute. Okay, there we go. Am I frozen? Am I frozen?
No.
I was frozen.
It's a little lag.
Oh. I don't know what keeps causing that. unless it's me using this back screen, it's all like the bigger.
Those do slow down your processing speed on computers.
Oh, they can? I didn't know that.
Did you see that Alberta wants to put an
Oh, I
wood
turned off the
fireplace?
Go ahead, Vicki.
Sorry. I turned off the YouTube page instead of just muting it. I turned it off. Did that seem to help at all?
I think it is. You're not lagging right now, I don't think.
Awesome.
Oh, you are lagging.
I'm upstairs in the. I went upstairs to the bedroom of my cabin.
Uh-huh. Oh, yes. And you have a nice fireplace in your bedroom.
Yeah. I don't know if you can. Let me see. If you can see the big old red bed back there.
I can see red.
Behind my tree.
I can see red. I can't
Yeah,
see
that's the.
I'm going to put you on
Hey,
hold.
my phone's gonna die.
What, Jenny?
My other phone's gonna die.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yeah, I can see your window. I can't see your tree. And I've got you on solo layout. And I see your fireplace. That's really sweet. I like that.
That. Let me see. I'll turn it so the tree's out of the way. And so you can see the bed. There's the bed. Yeah, you can see the pillows.
That's the hound, right?
Yep, this is the Beagle. This is Patty Cake.
Traveling Patty.
Traveling Patty.
Hi, Patty.
See Vicki and Nate and Troy and
Your mom
Kenneth.
and dad's friends. You're gonna meet these people.
Someday you're going to meet them.
Let's go outside.
She's quite a she is quite a little dog. I've never had little dogs. I've always had, except for a poodle. I love big dogs. Just love big dogs. But I love all dogs. To be honest, I mean, obviously, I love all dogs. I didn't think I was going to like having a beagle, but I love it.
Congratulations on reaching your goal.
Thank you.
Yes, it's exciting. I'm excited for you.
It's, you know, I did it for my own. I didn't do it because I don't believe most people make a lot of money. There are people who are making some money on YouTube. I've interviewed, as you all know, or most of you probably know, 30 and a Wake Up, Kevin, and he showed us his financials. He makes, on average, somewhere I believe between $6,000 and $9,000 a month, and more. And you know, but at first he had an international travel channel, and I understand why people, you know, really like that. It's thank you, Gary. Thank you very much. And so I just wanted to reach the goal. First of all, what I do with it, I don't know. You know, so I will have met that goal, and now just building on the channel and making it as professional as possible and staying as fun as possible and connecting with other people, because that's the bottom line. I mean, if we don't make connections with other people, we will not have a channel. I mean, I don't know how somebody who doesn't know how to do that or doesn't have that as a desire in their heart can do it, because it's a desire of my heart to connect with other people and to be kind and to just be in fellowship and friendship with people. Thin Blue Lane RV Live, you are not late, but I'm glad you're here. And we've probably met our goal, that 17 hours, I believe. And I'm really happy. Let's see, I think I'll go, let's see, for what time? Because I'm going to go to Paula's channel tonight. So it's almost 2 o'clock right now. So, you know, sometime around 2:30 we'll probably end. But I just really wanted to do this and have it done today. I'll just breathe a sigh of relief. And so now it's just getting in that RV. So the plan for the RV soon, we're just going on an overnighter. There's a place that I want to go to, but I want to drive the car there first because it's called Top of the Hill. And it is one of those places that's listed as free camping. And it says, you know, it's kind of steep, but you can get up there. So since I don't have a lot of experience driving an RV, I want to know I can make it to the top. So I'm doing a recon mission there first in the car. Got to drive up there and make sure we can drive. You know, we're going to decide, can we get our RV up here? And if we can, then after we get the refrigerator, maybe Wednesday, we'll go and spend the night and have our first night in the RV.
Very cool. I'm excited to watch you. I can hopefully learn from you guys because I'll be 2 or 3, well, maybe 3 or 4 months after you. So it's kind of cool to watch people go through exactly what you expect to. And I think there's you and a few others out there that are kind of doing the same thing. So.
Oh yes, you know, Van Vita Travels is getting ready to have a live tonight, and she got monetized not too long ago, and she did it pretty quickly. It's taken me since, let's see, we did our first one, I think about the middle of February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So it took us about 9.5 months. So which is fine. You know what? 10 months, whatever. What the bottom line is, it takes diligence, and that's what, for me, it took a consistency. I've not been consistent about putting out the content video because, as I always moan and groan to you guys, I don't like it. I do great. I think I do very good content videos. And when I'm doing them, I like doing it. But you know, if there's no instant gratification, you have to, there just isn't. And I'm an instant gratification human. So I have to work on that character defect. Alberta, thank you, Thin Blue Lane. I'm very excited and happy too. And I don't think they're so far behind us either. Which brings me to a point. If you need your watch hours ran, please tell us here today. Just put in their watch hours. I'm making a list. I have an entire computer over here. I'm running 2 right now, 2 playlists for people, and I can run more. I don't have anything else I'm doing on that computer.
And I'm the same way. Once you hit your hours, I'm ready for somebody else to run at night as well. So. Yep.
Well, we're trying to do great. We're trying to do a good job. Oh, Gary remembers our first. I guarantee I know that I dropped the camera. It went flying at one point out of my hands. The whole thing that we had it on, the tripod upended. I've never been, I don't think, that mortified in my whole life. Because everything they say can go wrong, it went wrong, and we survived it.
I remember your first live, Lucretia. It was built up from coming from Roy and Becky's Travels channel to raid you on your first live. You dropped the camera. You had no moderators. It was a blast.
No moderator. I'm like, what is a moderator? And why do I need a moderator? I'm not going to fight with anybody.
Every YouTuber's dream.
Oh gosh, Brent.
No fighting.
You're so funny, Brent. He runs a wholly different channel than I do.
Look at my arm. I need to get his nails clipped
so
because I just was whipped up by his dew claw.
That's from playing with the German Shepherd, you know. Oh boy. I know.
You know, Lucretia, warning, Chico might seem like a sweetheart on camera. But when he gets around, him and Joe get together around other dogs, they tend to scare other dogs. They're very aggressive. So you might let Miss Patty know that don't mind my dogs when you come because they're just bullies and they'll calm down.
She's just she's a really calm dog. She's very calm and she's very friendly. But of all the dogs I've had in this house, a Cane Corso, a German Shepherd, and a Pit Bull, and Patty. And she is truly the pit master. She is the leader of the pack. She'll get up in the window, she'll hear something, and she'll start barking, and it gets the big dogs to come to the window. And then they start, I have a picture of them somewhere where there's all of the dogs lined up on the couch looking out the window. And the only one barking,
cool.
is the beagle.
That's cool. Yeah, they're bullies. Our neighbor walks her little dog. It looks a lot like Patty, but he's black and white. And he's bigger than both of my dogs. But my dogs will get out there in the yard and start growling and yipping and barking at him. And he gets scared and takes off running. My dogs are bullies, I tell you.
There are a lot of little dogs are. I had a full-blooded oh gosh darn it, poodle, a toy, not a toy poodle. Well, she was a toy, and her name was Baby. And instead of getting paid, I took her as payment for babysitting for a weekend. And I had her. She lived for about 15 to 17 years. But a friend of ours had Great Danes. She was a Great Dane rescue person, and she had Dobermans. And she would occasionally bring down the dogs, the big dogs, and we would have to put Baby locked in a room because she would try to get into a fight with the big dogs. I mean, really, she really believed she could handle the big dogs.
Yeah, that's how my little boys are. They think they can take on, it don't matter the size of the dog. They think they can take them on.
One day when the friend was here without any of the dogs, she was walking across the living room to leave, and my dog, Baby, ran across and jumped and grabbed her by the butt cheek, bit her in the butt cheek and grabbed her.
Oh,
I know. I was like, oh my gosh, Baby. But she didn't.
Oh, no.
She was just letting her know, don't bring back the big dogs again.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I hope my dogs never bite anybody, because I need to bring up the subject. I said I would on one of my lives about what I found out about the rabies shots. And
okay, well, let me just say goodbye to Gary. Bye, Gary. We love you too. And
bye, Gary. Love you, Gary.
I will get up early again soon and be checking out your live, because I know you're always there. Thank you, Gary.
I went over and subscribed. I'll be checking out the videos when I get off some of these live streams. So I look forward to it.
He has a great live stream in the morning. Go ahead, Vicky.
I don't remember the name of this stuff, but it causes cancer in humans. Hold on, give me just a second. I'm gonna grab the paperwork and I'll tell you what's in it.
Now, Troy, that's not another rat that you're holding, right? That's an actual dog.
I call them my little rats. We actually have 2 Chihuahuas, Bucky and Bongo, and 3 rats. So they're the 5 animals are the Rat Pack.
God.
And the Chihuahuas get along great with the rats. It's amazing. One of the Chihuahuas used to be a rodent killer, but now that he realizes that there are pets, it doesn't bother him at all.
Very cool.
And this is the one that has severe separation anxiety with me. Has had since the day I got him. I can't walk 5 foot from a car door without him screaming.
Okay, Vicky, go ahead. Your information.
I'll just read a part of it. On each one. This one is telling a story about what happened to a Great Dane that got the rabies shot.
Okay.
It says apparently, and it's written by SL Vaccines and Vaccination Journal, and it's by Science Literature. Case study, rabies vaccination, adverse reaction in a dog. And it says apparently healthy adult neutered male Great Dane was given a legal mandated rabies vaccination booster. This was the dog's 3rd rabies boosters after the vaccination used this time contained thermosol, mercury. I don't know if you guys realize mercury is in those shots. For the next few days, the dog was, I don't know how to pronounce this, Febrile, febrile, irritable,
like febrile. I don't know what it is.
And anorexic. It became irritable and anorexic. By a week later, post-vaccination, day 10, the dog was lethargic and had developed ulcerating sores around the face, chest, back, and abdomen. therapy was initiated for ischemic post-rabies I can't say these words, they're big words. Paniculitis, which allowed for a gradual recovery over the next 2 months. The dog received a medical exemption from further rabies virus boosters and was never vaccinated again. This case illustrated the potential for adverse vaccine reactions, even in large breed adult dogs. A review of the literature on rabies exposure risks adverse vaccines. So, my Shirley, whose little dog died from the rabies shot, that I was talking about it on my site, on my channel. I had to run over there, and I revived her dog 5 times in one day because he stopped breathing. And so I did doggy CPR on him, and I got him to come back, but he passed away during the night after I had come home. Now this other one is also talking about the rabies shot, and
Can I
it's
ask a
dog.
question?
Excuse me.
Can I ask a question?
What's
So, did the veterinarian whoever gave the dog the rabies shot, have they been informed of what happened as a result?
that? Yeah, Miss Shirley called them, and she told them I wanted to. This was her word for word. She told the vet, "I want to thank you for killing my dog." So she was very upset. And, you know, they started on top of, and he was 14 years old. He's the same age as Tico, the same size as Tico. And I had an appointment for Tico and Joe to go get their rabies shots on the 26th of this month. I have since canceled that appointment. I will not, I won't do it. After seeing these articles and this other article, which is concurring with what I just read to you about the mercury being in the shots and everything. This is by Patricia Jordan, DVM, a doctor.
Yeah.
And she's, like I said, she's more or less saying exactly the same thing about the rabies shots, and how as a holistic veterinarian, our outdated rabies vaccination laws are one of the things that upsets me the most. All over the US and in most of Canada, the law requires you to vaccinate your dog against rabies every 3 years. In most US states, your dog must, it's not, I can't read it, but what she's saying is there's, in this one, is there is a test that they can do on your dog to see if they haven't built up immunity to that rabies shot. Like Tico's 14 years old, and he's had rabies shots every 3 years the entire time I have had him. And so what I'm saying he is more than likely he's already got that immunity built up in his system. And so I just am so against the rabies shots since I seen what happened to Sammy and read these papers. And her caretaker said she literally searched out multiple sites on the internet that all said the same thing about the rabies shot. It has mercury in it, and the reason they put the mercury in it is so that it will last the whole 3 years. It's like it somehow extends that shot, so you don't have to get it every year.
A preservative.
No,
Yes.
mercury actually
And
holds
so
the spinal
I'm
fluids
gonna
of a person.
go ahead, Troy.
Mercury's actually, if mercury gets into a body, it's actually it never leaves the body, is what I've been taught. It actually stays in the spinal fluids around the spinal cord for the life of the person, I'm assuming, they're attaching the rabies vaccine to the mercury and holding it there in the dog, so it's there to stay.
Yeah, but you know, look at, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I paid attention to it, and I have noticed an increase in canine cancer in the past few years. There has been a big increase in canine cancer. And mercury will cause cancer in humans. Kenny's father used to work on cars, and they didn't know any better. And they'd put the little silver balls of mercury in their hands. Well, when Kenny was younger, his dad died from lung cancer. So this, in my opinion, I will not give my dogs this shot ever again, especially my 14-year-old dog. He does not need it. I know that after all these years of those shots, he definitely has built an immunity to rabies, and he's, you know, probably always going to have that stuff in his system. And so anyway, that's what I was going to do a live, but since I'm saying it on yours, Lucretia, I'll probably skip it now. But I think it's very important for people to know, because there's a lot of us out here and in this community that have dogs or cats that are getting these shots. And one person says that, you know how they're supposed to go by the dog's body weight and size with the shots. One person tells in here how they didn't do that. They're giving the same amount of the shot to a small dog that they give to a Great Dane.
Oh yeah, that's so. Now I have given all of my dogs are always vaccinated, my cats and my dogs, and I've never ever had an issue with any vaccination. That doesn't mean, so what I kind of know is it goes the same with humans. So there are risks to all vaccinations, and you have to decide if what you're being vaccinated against is, you know, is more important than the potential risk. Now, you know, so if it stays with the dog and they have an immunity, or with the person, like last year, I didn't get the flu shot. When I decided to get the flu shot is right when COVID hit, and I was scared to death, but it wouldn't help me. But I just didn't want to get any kind of illness, and they didn't have any vaccines left. So I just washed my hands, used face covering, blah, blah, blah. Oregon Humane Society, hold on a second. My sister just got an update where we're at, just got a news update. Oregon Humane Society has 250 guinea pigs. They rescued 250 guinea pigs from a house. One woman. I know that story. I'm just beside myself with why somebody does that. So, and here Alberta Hinksman is pointing out, dogs are like some of us. Some can take them and some cannot. And age is one of those factors that can, I understand, can be problematic.
And I think it just underlines, you know, with my dogs, I've got a couple of friends, one worked at a vet, and I've got about 3 friends that anything vaccine or shots related, they're the ones I trust. They know it inside and out. I can't think of the, you know, you've got your rabies and a couple other shots, the cough and a couple others. But there is one, and I'm not gonna think of the name of it, that I was always advised, you know, some people say it's good, other people don't know the risks. I got mine because at the time my dogs have gotten a hold of some, you know, rural animals with where we were living. So if you live in more of a rural area, then maybe that's one you should get, where if you're not and they're not going to be exposed to that type of environment, maybe you're okay without it. Now, right. I would assume the RV community, and I wish I could think of the name of the shot, but you know, if you're traveling and you're in those areas, maybe that's more advisable to get it. But I just encourage everybody to have a vet that you trust and have those resources that you can bounce those ideas off of, because it really is something that you're making that decision. It's just like your own healthcare. You got to have a doctor you trust, and it's the same thing with your animals. Is yes, you've got to make that informed decision, and you've got to make it for your pets, and you've got to live with that decision one way or the other. So,
yep.
Lucretia?
It's like I haven't had the flu shot in so long that I don't even remember the last time I had a flu shot, and I've never gotten the flu. And as far as the rabies shots, I live in the middle of a town, so it's really unlikely I'm going to come across something with rabies. So you're right. It depends on the situation too, and the doctors you go to. They told me almost a year ago, remember, Lucretia, I think I talked to you about when Tico was having, I thought Tico was going to die a year ago. Because I took him to the vet, and they said his lung was seized up like a ball of glue and that he had a pinched trachea. And so I went and got an all natural, I got hemp actually from the pet store, and they gave me a what they call a throat lozenge type pill that had a slight sedative in it. And I crushed that up and I gave it to him, and I sat and rubbed his where it was swollen, and he's perfectly fine. But they even so much as offered to put him to sleep for me because they said he was going to die. He would have been dead almost a year ago had I listened to those vets.
Well, sometimes you just have to do what you think is right.
Yeah.
My friend Pat wanted to mention for the people that plan on RVing with animals that you need to carry your current paperwork for the shots with the animals, because once you cross the state line, if you get into the state, they can confiscate your animal if you cannot provide proof of current shots if they want to. And that would be devastating to have somebody take your baby from you. So it's important to have that paperwork with you, whether you agree with the shots or not. You got to do it if you want to travel.
Yeah.
And that she just wanted that to be brought up.
Okay.
And Cat also spent $5,000 on a cat that was misdiagnosed and a dog.
Wow.
The dog was going to die anyway, and the cat was misdiagnosed completely. So she's been through all that too, with spending a lot of money on her pets because she loves them.
Yeah.
She doesn't like vets, she says.
I just want to tell Alberta, yes, email it to me, dear. Thank you. I would love to have that recipe.
Yeah.
You know, animals for most of us are just like our like my kids. So all the animals I've ever had, I love them so much that I can't. I'm just like I do my own child, and you know, I've put money into animals that to the point that I was able to. And the last one that was a real challenge was when we had a Rottweiler, a female Rottweiler named Haley, and she got somehow the equivalent to human. Oh God, it's a blood cancer. Can't think of the name of it, but it's
melanoma.
No, but it's cancer of the blood, and they said that if we treated her, it would give her about an additional year, and it would be about $15,000 for that additional year. Now I said, if I got sick and needed $15,000, we would be screwed. I don't have $15,000 I could use for me. So what we did is we gave her a steroid every day, and the day that, because she didn't act sick, she did not seem sick, and so. But I said, the day that she's sick is the day that I will have her euthanized. And that day came almost to the day. The doctor said you'll have about 30 days, even giving her the steroid every day. And she ate and she walked around and she pooped and peed and drank water. And then one day she woke up and she couldn't lift her head up. And that's the day we took her in. And because it was just like that. And so, because I would never let an animal suffer. I could not. And there was nothing more that could be done. And so, yeah, it's a horrible experience. And it is, to know that you have an animal's life in your hands, like Vicki, that its a potential is there. I would never do anything I didn't feel I could live with. So whether it be to vaccinate or not to vaccinate, it's just like with myself. Will I get the COVID vaccination? I have to be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I know my family is going to get it, and I'm going to watch them, because, but I'm a black sheep right now because I'm Leukemia. Yes, that's what Haley had. She had leukemia. She had the dog version of leukemia. And so will I or won't I? I probably will. You know, I'm a high risk person. Richard has mild emphysema. He is a high risk person. Do I want to kill my sisters or their husbands or my husband? No, I do not. But I'm also very leery of things that I don't feel are proven yet. And so whether it be for a dog or for me as a human. So that's just how I am about all of those things. And I have been vaccinated my dogs, but I didn't have this information. And I don't know if you can tell if an animal's going to all of a sudden have an allergy to it that's been vaccinated in the past. You know what I'm saying, Vicki? How would I know if my 21-year-old dog hasn't now developed a allergy to it and it would kill her? I don't know.
Well, and one really important thing that one of my friends who worked at the vet always told me is when you get the vaccines, you've got to watch your dogs for a couple of days. You got to watch them closely. That way, those things do happen on occasion, and you got to be watching them so that you can get them the help if something does happen.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, I'm high risk too with this thing, but I'm such a kind of a reclusive type person. Yeah, I'm social, but I'm smart about it. I mean, even though I don't believe the masks do all that much to protect us, I'll wear the mask out of respect of other people. But as far as myself, I won't get the shot. There's just too many variables in it. It's untested. There's just a lot of reasons I will not do it. Call me a conspiracy theorist. I just don't trust it. So yeah, but I'm not saying that anybody else shouldn't vaccinate their pets or themselves. That's an individual choice. That's what's great about America. We're individuals and we have our own choices. Right. We should not be forced to do something that we don't want to do. And there's a lot going on right now, and I hope that I'm not forced to have to do it, because I don't know.
I don't think you can be forced. I don't think it's going to be more of a social situation.
Yeah.
Sound coming from?
Yeah. And I don't plan on doing any traveling, so I'm not going to be crossing no state lines or going to any other countries. And as far as shopping and stuff like that, like I said, I hope it doesn't come to that, because I think it's wrong. In a way, it's being forced to take a shot if you want to go shopping, if you want to go into a business. Them to insist you have the shot to go into that business. That's a means of force. And it changes America from what the America I knew to be.
Yeah. So it's an opinion, but I don't think that will happen. As long as you have a mask, you are safe. As long as you, I'm going to drop the link for anybody who might like to come up. And Troy lost it down there for some reason. So I will not be forced to do anything. And I'm now in a situation inside my family where I'm being with not everybody, but with a few people. Even though I'm doing the things that the scientists say to do, like masking up, I wash my hands. It's strict, particularly over going to a restaurant where there was only one other person and they were a good 20 feet away from us. And on another occasion, it's the same restaurant. We like to go for their breakfast. And there was two people, a couple that were on another, they were far away too. But a couple of people, one person particularly in my family feels that I'm putting their lives at risk because I didn't tell them that I went to a restaurant where there was one person 20 feet away from me. And I explained, I masked up. I kept my mask on until I went to my booth. By the way, I was in a booth. I was not even in a chair. and the other person was 20 feet away. If in fact, all of those things, and I washed my hands before I ate, you know, I went right to the bathroom, washed my hands, sat down, took my mask off, and went about my business. The girl, she had on a mask and a shield. Great. She was at a good distance. You know, she was probably 6 feet from us when she took our order. I feel like I was safe. And then after that, by the way, I went and I washed my hands again and get in the car and use the antibacterial. I don't know. I don't know if any of you would feel afraid to then sit down and, you know, 6 feet away from me and talk. If that feels safe or not. But there's people in my family that is not. I'm putting their lives at risk. So I don't mean, you know, subject, but somehow we got into it, and I'm just saying, I think we're going to be socially isolated. Those people who might decide not to have it, they might, or want to wait for a while and see how it pans out. I've told my doctor, I met with my doctor 2 days ago, and I said, do you think I would die if I got it? Absolutely. First, I asked her if she 100% trusted it. And she said, basically, yes, but she has one concern. And I don't remember how to explain it, so I'm not even going to say it. But she said, you know, generally speaking, yes, but she has one scientific concern about it. And she is a very solid doctor. And I said, well, you know, do you think I would die from it? And she said, I don't think you would die from it, Lucretia. However, she said, I know people that are perfectly healthy with no underlying conditions. She said, I know them personally, and they are very sick with it. And she said, you have a couple underlying conditions that puts you at a higher risk of being really ill or dying. But she said, no, I don't necessarily think so. Only 2% of the people die from it to begin with. And so, you know, I don't know what that means. I just said, so I don't probably need to claw my way to the front of the line. And she laughed and she said, no. You know,
well, you know, here, Lucretia, they don't even have indoor restaurants opened here anymore. The only restaurants that are really opened up here are drive-throughs, and even they require you wear a mask when you go through the drive-through. So, you know, we have no the DMV, any kind of business that is open here. They also are really strict on how many people are allowed inside at one time. And so, yeah, I'm not worried about not getting the shot myself, because like I said, I'm kind of antisocial about that. And the most I ever go is like to go grocery shopping maybe once a month, or to somebody's house that I know absolutely does not have it. And
you can get groceries delivered for very little fee or no fee with apps. Like if you have a Walmart in town that does that, Albertsons, Safeways, my son has stuff delivered. I stopped myself from saying a bad word. My son has stuff delivered here all the time for 7-Eleven. I mean, seriously, 7-Eleven delivers. I mean,
wow.
And I asked another doctor, I said, do you think we will continue to have after this, as if I don't believe it'll ever be under control, but if they ever get a handle on it, I said, do you believe we'll continue to do the video doctor stuff? And he said, actually, he goes, the genie is out of the bottle on that. He said, it is never being put back. I said, and I'm glad for that, because you know how that plays into the favor of a traveling person? If you, like, I will keep my home base here in Eugene. One way or another, Eugene will stay my home, and I will have my doctors. So my doctor, just for regular stuff, can do video chats with me. As long as I have an internet connection, we can stay in contact. So that, I believe, will help the average, maybe not people who need, like Richard has to check in person with his doctor every 3 or 4 months, something like that, in person. He will not get away with not. So at the minimum, we will be back in Eugene every 3 to 4 months. But overall, I think that this has brought a good thing. A good thing is coming out of it. And it is this whole idea that we don't have to go to a doctor's office to be seen for every little thing. We could just do this where we talk to them. So,
well,
You know,
and
when I,
also, even with the doctors and everything, all the businesses out there just learned that they could do so much remotely. And it was one of the big reasons I quit my job, because I realized I can go back, I can get my master's degree completely remotely. And I figured I would likely be able to find some work, even though I was kind of concerned about the economy, but somebody would allow me to do work remotely. And sure enough, it was the day after I announced that I had left, I was getting a call saying, what's the deal? What are you looking for? And so now, once I hit the road, I'm going to be doing a master's degree while I travel. And this other guy is letting me work 1 or 2 weeks a month completely remotely, which will basically offset my costs. So not just the doctor's thing, there's a whole new lifestyle available basically because of it, if people want to take advantage of it. So that's kind of, like you said, you got to see the silver lining. So hopefully we get through it all and we can turn that curve, flatten the curve, but definitely some good things coming out of it in the long term.
can I ask what your master's degree is in?
It's going to be in finance. I've got a bachelor's degree in finance, and I got into banking, and that my career kind of went a route that I wasn't really that interested in, but it was a good job during the recession. And so I'm going back to finance to try to go back more towards the analytical type stuff that I'm more interested in.
Okay. Vicki, I'm sorry, you were gonna, well, just one second. Kenneth, or do you have any thoughts on anything we're talking about, my friend?
I've just been enjoying the conversation, just been listening the whole time.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you knew we weren't leaving you out. You're just always so quiet.
You was talking about in some areas where you don't have to pay fees for groceries. Here you do. I'm not exactly sure how much more it is, but I just know that people that, of course, I'm not one that wants to shop online anyway. I'm always the type, if I can't go and get it myself, then it ain't worth going after it.
Okay.
Because half the time, a lot of people, I've heard stories where people have ordered stuff online, and by the time they go to pick it up, it ain't exactly what everything that they ordered when they bring it home, when they get it home.
Yeah. Oh, that's happened. Yeah, I've had that happen once. It wasn't awful what they made a substitution, and I should have said no. So some things I like most things generic. I like peanut butter generic. I can manage that, but there's some other things that I don't like generic. I want the name brand, particularly like mayonnaise. I prefer Kraft mayonnaise. I get the generic once in a while, but so it's learning those kind of things, and that you can order that stuff and just go pick it up, and no charge. But all right, Vicki, you were going to say something?
Oh, all I was going to say is, you know how I feel about God. And so I put my faith in God. And those with the belief of a mustard seed, it says in the Bible, can move mountains. And I believe that God will keep me safe. And that's all I have to say. I put all my trust and belief in God. And I mean, you can argue with me, you can be saying I'm crazy, but that's where it is at with me, is my belief is in God and Jesus, that their love and mercy will see me through all this.
Yes, and I have the same belief, and but I also believe there's nothing wrong with science. I have no qualms thinking science is just garbage. But I also know how to think for myself, and I research many, many things.
But
So
even science is always changing, Lucretia. Even
know.
scientists make mistakes and realize, well, that didn't work. Let's try something new. They're
yes,
always, they're always learning it, and the world is ever changing. So even
yes.
science is not a guarantee. God is, in my opinion. God is always a guarantee. So
Yes.
that's where I put my belief and trust in. And I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get off of here. God bless you, and thank
Okay.
you for letting me up
Well,
here.
God
And
bless you, and thank you for coming up.
you guys
Bye-bye,
have an
Teresa.
awesome day. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Good seeing you again, Vicky.
She's one of the sweetest people I've ever met. I mean, just got the sweetest heart, and a tough lady though. I mean, I respect that completely, because that is how I am. I have a certain set of beliefs. I'm totally open to change. I'm totally open because things have changed over the years, and so I love getting different perspectives on anything. It's rarely that I just look at something one way and that's the only way it can be. I believe A and B can exist at the same time. So what's going on with you, Troy?
Well, I'll add my 2 cents worth in about the COVID thing. We actually buy rubbing alcohol. We put a spray. We found out the sprayers on the top of the dollar store bottles go right on it. That's great hand sanitizer. Plus, we have pump hand sanitizer. We carry face masks and disposable gloves in every vehicle. We keep a small core group of people, and when we have to go shopping, we do it for multiple people. We have doorknobs, we're wearing gloves. When we get back in the vehicle, we pull the gloves off, hand sanitize, doorknobs, handles, keys, anything we touch. We're trying to be as careful as possible, just because none of us really want it.
Right.
It's just a nasty flu bug, but it's an especially nasty flu bug, and I don't like getting the flu. The few times I've had it, I was miserable. So we're trying to be careful.
You're going an extra mile, Troy. We do not. So we do not glove up when we go to the store. Okay, so that's probably a good idea, to be honest.
Here's a good example of why we glove up. I had a neighbor who went to the store. So first you have the place where the stuff is manufactured. People are handling it and coughing on it. Then you have the transport handling it and coughing on it. Then you have the store people that bring it in. Then you have the stalkers that are handling it. And then you have my neighbor who went in and filled a cart full of food. Didn't want to wait in line, just left her cart sitting there. People had to handle it a second time, put it back on the shelf after she handled it. And she's not the most effective person in the world. So these products on the shelves, as clean as you may think they may be, could have been handled by anywhere from 5 to 20 people before you reach up and put them in your cart, much less the checker who has just handled money and who knows what all is handling all your food as it gets bagged also.
So what my little sister told me is that, because I kind of brought that up to her, and I said, I said, so I noticed, so I went shopping at Winco or to Walmart the other day, and I was looking for something, and I guarantee I touched, without thinking, like no less than 20 items. I read the back of it. I put it down. I looked at something. I was touching and handling many things. So she said, and I have to look this up, but Priscilla's very smart, and she does do. She said that it does not stay on the surface of like a package or something very long. I don't know if that's accurate.
Actually, it stays on the surface for hours and can for days under the right conditions, depending on the surface and the temperature around it.
A light switch.
Light switches, stainless steel surfaces that aren't cleaned, it can stay on there up to like 2 or 3 days, I've heard. However, just keep that in mind that when you're touching a product in retail, it could have been touched by 20 other people.
Yes.
If most recent numbers, I believe, were 1 in 58.5 people in Oregon have it. And if you're in a city, you can probably times that number by 4 compared to rural areas like out here where 1 in 10 probably have it. In comparison. So, when you're retail shopping, odds are somebody with COVID has been through that store that day.
Oh, I guarantee. And so I don't know why, because I used to get the flu fairly easy. I've never smoked a cigarette a day in my life, but when I get a respiratory illness, it kills me. It really is bad. I get scared from it. So I'm not looking forward to it, but I told my doctor, I said, I just wish I would get it and get it over with. And she said, you really don't want to do that, Lucretia. I was joking. I was really more joking with her. But so I thought the same. I pinpointed the same thing, Troy, that I touched that. Many other people touched it. And then I told my sister, I said, I know this is crazy, but before I ever thought about it, I had only washed my mask like one time and probably 20 times to Walmart.
We have a UV light for hardening nails. When we first got masks and they were hard to come by, we would put the mask. It only takes just seconds to kill the germs underneath the UV light. We would come home and slip our used masks underneath that light for an hour, flip them over another hour when it only takes minutes to kill it. And the UV light that hardens gel nails is the spectrum that they use for sanitizing and sterilizing stuff. So we actually already had that before this happened. So that was a nice thing to have.
Oh, wow. Yes,
and
it
we
is.
constantly reuse our masks till they got so dirty we were embarrassed to wear them, you know, and then throw them away and pull out another one. So our disposable masks, when we only had 100 of them in the beginning and they were hard to come by, became not disposable for us because of how we were able to recycle them. And we were scared really bad in the beginning of this. I mean, it was a big scare.
Yeah.
I was the guy that put a mask on and walked through stores in the end of January. And I went into a little store and people parted the Red Seas like I had a contagious communicable disease. You know, I walked through this and everybody acted like I was a shark swimming in a pool of guppies. And then 3 months later, if you weren't wearing a mask, you were the bad guy.
Right. I know. And that's,
yeah, I got some bad scares in the beginning.
I did not wear a mask unless I was forced to. I hate them. But I
feel the alternative is worse than not wearing it.
You're right. And I agree. I respect now more fully that I'm doing it for myself and I'm doing it for my family. Secondly, I read an article yesterday. This man's family died, this man's father or mother died. And he went to the funeral. There was him, his wife, and 2 kids. There was 4 of them. They all respected the mask, the social distancing, the sanitizer, and there were 17 people present at this after funeral dinner. Guess what?
They got most of them got it. 12 or something like that, wasn't it?
All of them but the 4 in his own personal family. The others that did not keep their mask on, all of them got COVID, including his 70-some-year-old father.
So I've looked up numbers and I've got these off YouTube and I can't vouch for them, but I believe they're fairly accurate from the sources I got them from. The regular flu bug in 2017 killed 80,000 people in the United States.
Yes.
Right now, in 1 year's time, we are at 300,000 people being killed by a flu bug. That's all the worse it is. The regular flu kills 80,000 a year. Most people don't realize that. There's all kinds of deaths like, heart failure and stuff that are right up there with that.
Right.
And it's just, you take 80, you take 300,000, you divide the 2 numbers into each other. What do you have? 3.5 times worse than the regular flu bug. That's about it. So, you either catch the flu or you don't. You're more careful or you're not. It's a personal preference for people. Yeah.
And Lucretia, you touched on one thing that was really hard for me this year. My grandpa did pass from COVID at the end of June, and the funeral was, I went because my grandma asked me to be a pallbearer. Otherwise, I would not have, because it was going from Nebraska to Iowa. And of course, I didn't want, I just lost one person. I didn't want to lose my grandma too. But in some of those conversations with your own family this year have been so tough. My sister, we tried, she's a nurse and she works in a hospital. We tried, my dad and I, to talk her out of going, saying, look, we just don't want to expose anybody else. She talked to my grandma. She ended up going. And so at the end of the day, you can only control so much and you're still family. So you get over it. But it was frustrating. There was a small portion of our family that we were masked up and social distance, but I would say 90% of the people weren't. And that was really frustrating for me. Luckily, nobody that I know of that went to the funeral did get it afterwards. But I couldn't believe, people have just lost one person. Everybody's flying in from other states and potentially going through the same. It was rough because they're isolated and you can't go see them. I'm sure everybody's got those experiences this year, but after going through that, I couldn't believe that people would want to risk going through it again right after the fact.
Right.
That was rough for me, but.
So my dad was in a nursing home locally. Hello, Bob's Adventure. And goodbye, Alberta Hinksman. Yes, send me that email. I would love to make that cake. So my father was in a local nursing home. He had become paralyzed from the waist down from an infection in his spine. And so that was the point where he could no longer be taken care of in the home. So he went to a nursing home. Well, at the end of May, my sisters went to the nursing home outside the window and saw him, and was like on a Thursday or a Friday, and he was doing fine. They had no illnesses in their at Marquee. That's the name of where he was at. And he on a Sunday, let's see, we saw him on a Thursday or Friday, and then a few days later it was a Sunday, 10:17 a.m. I was watching Box Van D. It's when she was still doing it in the morning. And I got a call from the nursing home. And I knew the minute the woman started to talk, she goes, "This is Lucretia. This is nurse so-and-so from Marquee, your father." The minute she said, "your father," I knew he had died. And sure enough, my dad had passed away. He did not pass from COVID. I'm very glad. But we had to. So before we go further, camping therapy, you're right. It depends on how people are wearing them. I used to wear it down past my nose. Okay. I'm one of those people because when I put that mask on and I start breathing, my nose starts draining. I mean, I don't know why. I do know why now, but anyways, a nurse explained that to me. So what we had to do was, we went to the funeral home. My dad had luckily bought and paid for his funeral, everything, headstone, even flowers, just paid for everything a few years before that. And so we went to the funeral home. We, talked to him, did everything. So the funeral, we could not have a traditional funeral here. And actually, we weren't even supposed to come to the cemetery when they delivered his casket and put it in the ground. And my family is like, "Oh, no way is that happening. We're going to go there, but we will social distance," because they had warned us. They even had it in writing. "If we see you there, we will stop what we're doing and we will leave." And it was very serious. But we were serious too. We're going to be on the other side of the cemetery. But my dad is not being buried without his family. It seemed unconscionable because he's buried 2 daughters, his wife, his mother, and bought and paid for all that stuff for most of these people, and including trying to be supportive of everybody in the family. My father was not, we couldn't not do it. But we planned on doing it very carefully, and not bothering the actual people burying my father. So we did that, and we went there, and they actually turned out to be very nice. They let us watch from a distance. But what had happened, they had already taken the flag. He was a veteran. They had taken the flag off of his casket. And my little sister had a meltdown, that was just not fair or right. And that's one of the problems with this illness. And as serious as it is not fair and it's not right. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't care if it's not fair or it's not right. It's in an inanimate thing. It doesn't care that our father or your family, it doesn't care that we've been affected by it. It just doesn't give a crap. And none of us, so we did, after they buried him, they let us put the flag back on it. They stayed away from us. My little sister, I think my older sister, somebody and I refolded the flag off of his casket so that it felt, my little sister was just emotionally wrought over that. And I think people take for granted that those traditions and those things matter at a very deep level. And then after they got him buried, they were all long gone, and then my family gathered at a distance you know, and talked about things. Some people kept their masks on. I'm fairly certain I probably took mine off, but I stayed away from everybody. You know, it's like 10 feet from anybody. But we have not got to have a real memorial for him. And that's coming. And but it really feels very sad. I mean, I don't know what more to say about it. It's messed with people's weddings. There's people who pay $100,000 for a wedding or $50,000. An average wedding costs about, I think they said the average wedding is somewhere between $25,000 and $40,000 for the average wedding. And some of that was already paid for and halls rented. And, you know, hopefully some people got their money back, but yeah, it's been no fun. However, I'll stop with this. The place where he lived at, it just recently got its first COVID cases. And it was an employee who brought it in. So, and I'm fairly certain that employee didn't try and go out and get sick. But do we also know all the ways we can get it? I don't think so. Like camping therapy just said, I think it was camping therapy who up here mentioned that it can be in the ventilation system of, you know, of a restaurant or a business of any sort. So I don't know if that's how, I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't know what she's talking about because that's not what this is going to mean. But I don't know how much of that is alive. You know, if that's 100% accurate information that's being disseminated to the public. I have questions about all of it. I don't want to get it, but in my case, I just think I'd like to just get it over with. I'm crazy, though, pretty sure. And I hope you don't all think I'm crazy. But and my doctor made me promise I'm not going to go out and look for it. Not at all. Zero. I'm not going and looking for COVID. But I'm not going to stop living. I can't. I just can't. I'm not built that way mentally. So I'm trying to do it safe, though. You know, we have these connections online. And if I have to go to Walmart, I go to Walmart and I get my stuff. I wear my mask. I wash my hands and whatever. So anyways, that's how I do it.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. For me, I live alone with my dog. So for me, I can isolate pretty well. Even when I was working remotely, and I don't know how people with big families are coordinating it. I know a lot of moms out there with the schools closing. It's been rough on them. And just like you said, Lucretia, my sister who works at a hospital, she's bipolar. And I really, there's a balancing act. For me, I can isolate pretty well, and I don't think it affects me. And of course, coming on doing stuff like this obviously helps as well to socialize and that. But there are people that I think there is a question of if they isolated so much, well, is something else going to take their life? And so I've kind of learned through this whole thing to not judge others, even though I have my opinion on everything, but everybody's dealing with their own set of circumstances. And, you know, it's kind of like Vicky said earlier, I probably differ in a lot of my opinions from Vicky, but it's important that we all kind of appreciate that everybody's coming from their own set of circumstances, own beliefs, what they know and all of that. So
yeah, I agree.
I can't argue with what Vicky says because God helps them who help themselves is how it's said. So if you help yourself, he's there with you, helping you as far as I'm concerned. And our circumstances have not changed much at all, short of having to buy some protective gear.
Right.
We live in the middle of nowhere. The only thing that's really for us is going out to eat a few times a month. We eat at home all the time now. And that going out to eat, we're getting used to losing that, but nothing else has really changed. Our small core group, you know, we don't get out and do stuff as much. We've even found ourselves going into Bend and doing some window shopping or going into a few stores, just being safe about it because we're just bored out of our mind.
Right.
Which was happening before, so no big deal.
What county are you in, Troy, down there?
I'm down in Shamalto.
I know, but is that
what, 230? My main home is in Deschutes County. Where I'm at right now is in Klamath County, at the north of Klamath County.
Okay. I couldn't remember
out in
the counties.
187. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to continue to be careful. And this is news to me. James says you can walk by someone, get it, or in air ducts of buildings too. So I'm going to
that
be
was
doing some
proven in
research on this.
Do the
ahead.
research on the tests they did inside hospitals. It was found more in the air ducts than it was on the hazmat gear of the people. They actually found traces of COVID in the air ducts circulating. Even with the proper HEPA ventilation systems in the hospitals, it was still making it through in rooms. And that's how they found originally it was spreading in hospitals. I've done a lot of research on this, a lot, just to see how dangerous it really was.
Because ICU units, I understand, they have their own, I believe ICU units have their own, oh, here's Czar. Come here, Czar. He wants to say hi. Come on, Czar. Yes.
Oh.
Good boy. Oh, he loves his daddy so much. That's my boy. We love these. We're just.
I'm gonna go shopping. I'll be back.
Okay, what kind of shopping?
I gotta go get some more Christmas lights.
Okay, can you get some half and half? All right.
Lucretia, I got to go get some food in me, so I'm going to take off. But I want to say I really appreciate you having me up here. And again, congratulations on the watch hours. I know you worked hard for it. So thanks, everybody.
You have a great night.
Nice meeting
You
you.
as well.
You have a good one, Nate.
And we're going to add to the stream. We've got Lance.
Nothing but. No.
That's my middle name. Hey, Troy, how are you? Hi, Lucretia. Ken.
Actually, Boomer's the
How's your
dog.
day?
How is everybody?
Doing very well.
I heard there's congratulations all around here today, right?
I think so. Hopefully.
You got 4,000?
I can't imagine I don't. I won't know till tomorrow, but I just needed 17 hours.
So you must have got it by now.
Yeah.
You're looking at 50 or 60 hours on the stream alone, I'm guessing. I can't see how many are in the stream right now, but you were at 22 to 25 earlier at the first 1 to 2 hour mark. So you got 30 to 40.
I'm at 21 people right now at almost 3 hours.
Somebody's got music or something playing in the background.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was Boomer. Was Boomer doing that?
I don't think the dog was.
Is it now? Can you hear me now? Hey,
Yeah.
Troy, congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're very happy.
When's the big date?
We haven't planned anything. It just happened last night. Proposal and
Yeah.
meetings. Yes.
That's cool. You guys can have dual weddings with Lucretia's son. Hey?
Ours is coming too early. We'll do something when the weather warms up. It's I showed earlier we have snow on the ground out back about a foot of it.
Yeah.
I really wish we could come down and stay in your front yard in our RV, and I'd be very happy in the snow.
You could just get over the 5,000 foot pass because we've got the front driveway cleaned out. We have a tractor for cleaning the snow out, and our neighbors have a bobcat. They came through just yesterday and cleaned it out for me for free. They're great people.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I don't know if you know, did I tell you already, Lance, that I'm getting my refrigerator on Tuesday? Okay. Oh, yes, on RVDJ's channel. Yep, getting that on Tuesday. And this next week, I doubt we'll get anything figured out about the generator until maybe the week after Christmas. So my plans for when I'm leaving have to be fluid. I'm just thinking in terms of fluidity. That way it doesn't sound so bad that I have to stop and wait. So they're just fluid is what I'm saying. And if it turns out that the generator, for whatever reason, at 124 hours is dead, we will get a portable generator. And I've heard Honda is usually the best to get for sound deadening.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
So,
they have longevity.
You'll have your solar too.
So my next question has to do with the idea of chains for an RV. If we're going to drive somewhere where there's snow potentially, do you put chains on an RV like this? I don't know. I don't have any experience. Would we need to buy chains to put them on?
You're going to need to carry a set with you regardless for the laws. I would not chain up an RV unless I absolutely had to, because the weight behind them with just some good tires will get you through almost anything except for a sheet of ice.
Okay.
I mean, I drove, the granny van. I call it my granny van, the 20-passenger commuter van. Drove it from Eugene over the pass in about 5 to 10 miles of snow and ice, no issues going or stopping.
Oh, cool.
So, and that's almost as big as your RV.
I just want to make sure that we have, but yes, in Oregon, it is a law. You do have to have chains.
Yeah, so just carry a set with you, but you should never have to really use them.
If your state, yeah, James, you're right. And Oregon does require, so we will carry them. And hello, Cindy Wheeler as well. Going Green Mom, Cindy Wheeler. Glad you're here. Glad you're here, truly. Wow, we went off in a direction I wasn't anticipating, but it seemed to hold together. And people talking about opinions and experiences, and I enjoy that kind of thing, truthfully. And we didn't really lose anybody.
No, as long as we stay out of heavy religion and politics, we're always good.
Hey, Kenneth, what's up, hon?
Oh, I saw when my name was mentioned. I just said hello to Cindy.
Okay.
And Going Green Mom.
And how long have you had Boomer? You're muted, Lance.
There'll be 3 in February, and we've had him 3 years in April.
Okay. You've had him a long time. A friend of mine had a couple of Great Danes, and one of them, they were both rescues. One of them, named Pete, was the black and white one kind. I can't think of that. Not Brindle, but I just can't think of it. It's like black. He was black and white, and he was big. And once she nursed him back to health, he was huge. He was like 220 pounds, big boy. And there were kids that were stealing her firewood. Now, Pete was not a dog who would have bitten a fly. He was that docile, just sweetness oozed out of him, but he had a big bark. And so she knew these kids were in her backyard stealing wood one night. So she opened the door, and as they were leaving with her wood, and let Pete out barking, and he was barking like it sounded like he wanted to kill him, but he was just like, that was just, hey new friends, let's play, come on, come back here. That's what he was saying, but what they heard was, I want to kill you, you stay away from this house. And that was Noelle's intent. Great Danes have a scary bark, but they just want to play. I know. He was huge. When she got him as a rescue, he was 70 pounds. And it was horrible. But she had the experience and means to help nurse him back to health. And he got up to about 220 pounds, very healthy dog. Sweet, just sweet as could be. Let's see what else is up here, if we've missed anything.
I was going to mention, if you wanted to go raid Captain Jack Strapper, he's getting ready to come on here in just a couple of minutes.
Okay, so 3 hours should be plenty for me. And I also know Van Vita has so if somebody, you can't drop link. Oh my God.
No.
That so sucks.
I believe we have Van Vita. We might have Thin Blue Lane also tonight.
I know Captain Jack, he's staying on an hour and a half. He's going to be going from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 7:30. And then RV on the Wayside comes on after that.
Okay.
At 7:30.
Lucretia,
right. Yes,
how
sir.
many people are in the chat right now? Because we can times that number by 3 approximately for your hours.
22.
So we'll lower it down to 20 for give or take a few. That's 60 hours.
Yeah. Yep, I know we went over. So thank you. First of all, I think what I'll do is no. So first of all, say first straight out, James or not James, but Captain Jack has got a live stream starting at right after me. I'm going to go off at the top of the hour. It will be 3 o'clock in Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern time, and then also I believe at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Mountain Time is Van Vita. And also, who else has got one coming up?
I think I saw something in the chat about Thin Blue Lane. I'm not sure.
Okay, Thin Blue Lane.
I think James, is that 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, James?
Okay, James has got.
He's putting it in chat.
8 p.m. It is probably.
Van Vita is going to be going at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
That's a lot of choices for tonight.
Okay.
Wait, busy. YouTube's
So
so
that
much fun.
Go ahead.
Oh, just YouTube's so much fun. So many choices tonight. So many people to go out and say hi to.
I know it.
What I usually wound up doing, I usually run one on one device, run another one on another one.
Yep. That's the way to do it if you want to watch more than one. But I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific time, so 4 o'clock Eastern, with my regular fun show, and we'll play some games. And I'm sure I'll be being ready to get the process for monetization.
And I also know that Blaine from Rally Creative Travel, he is doing his Holly Jolly Hangout at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to go until whenever. He's going to be trying to do prize wheel every 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, so we've got right now James Cantonese, Eastern Time, Thin Blue Lane, Van Vita at 9 Eastern. Okay.
And Boxman D is going to go on at Boxman D is going to go on at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
She because of her internet and and she's gonna go on earlier. And then I think then Bama Rush, she comes on at the same time around 12. And then Art of RVing usually comes on at 3 Eastern and goes until 4 tomorrow. And then RV Underway comes on at 4 tomorrow.
All right.
And then Nursing Our Travel Bug comes on at 5. And then P3 comes on at 6. What?
Ken's got all these memorized.
I know it. I'm like sitting here thinking,
yeah, well, how I know this is I usually follow all these channels quite a bit, and that's how I usually know.
So is Jerry Holly on at 9 p.m. tonight or tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
He's usually on for. Now that is if he don't get called out on a fire where he's out on the job or something.
Right.
But he's usually on from 9 p.m. until 11, and then I usually take over the 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. But I'm giving Blaine my slot for his Holly Jolly Hangout. So no live streaming for me tomorrow at all.
Okay. And Camping Therapy is having a premiere on the 23rd.
Yeah.
All right. So we just have to pay attention to our little sounds that our phones and computers make when somebody's going live.
I've also noticed too, sometimes the notifications don't always go out either.
You're absolutely right, Kenneth. That's happened way too many times. I don't like it.
I'll be like 5-10 minutes into the live stream and there, you know, and I'm thinking, why did I not get a notification? You know.
Yep. All right. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to drop you guys down and say goodbye to everybody else as well. But I want to thank you for coming up and hanging out. You know, thanks for coming and being up here and talking and sharing and just participating. I appreciate it very much. I love you guys a lot.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Lucretia.
All right, guys. Bye-bye. All right. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who stayed and who's been here and come and gone and came back. And, you know, I genuinely really, really love you guys. I don't know why or how that happened. I think it's just in the caring that people show each other. And I appreciate that because it's how I am too. And I've just come to really care a lot about everybody. So thank you for coming. It's because of you guys that I even have a channel that Richard and I, let me restate that. Richard and I have a channel. It's mine, but we'll let him think it's his too. And, but being married 36 years, it's probably partly his. And so, Brent, hang out for 1 second. I'm saying goodbye. All right. I will see you guys sometime tonight, hopefully, at Van Vita Travels and also Thin Blue Lane RV Life. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Love you.